Recording in progress. Oh boy, hold on to your seats. This is going to be the recap for all recaps. So log in, folks, because boy, do we have a mystery unfolding before us. Okay, I'm going to be as decisive as I possibly can be, and I've probably jinxed myself, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay. So, welcome back to Westrunn. Things are not well in Westrunn. You took care of the Yonkegs, but alas, a week later, everybody in Westrunn has been enduring terrible, terrible nightmares. And Paladin Finch has been called to Bahamut's Rest to solve the problem. So, you've been given a little bit of information. And I think I'm going to skip the semantics until they become important. But for now, this is the mystery that is unfolded before you. Westrunn has been beset by nightmares. Children have been kidnapped right out of their beds. And there is a strange, ghastly murder on the road some way north of Westrunn. Are they tied together? Who knows? But one thing is interesting about this all is in the wake of these nightmares, a dream reading stall has been opened by two twin tieflings. They are making a killing from the people of Westrunn, as many flock to this stall to have their dreams read, they understand the meaning of their dreams, and hopefully by understanding the meaning, they might be able to push them away. The party has done some investigation, and there's definitely some mystery surrounding these tieflings, such as sort of disappearing from their bedrooms, reappearing at the end of the night. It's there's something about them that's mysterious, but whether they're a red herring or not will be for you to figure out. Bahamut's Rest has called Paladin Finch to investigate the murders on the road. Only one managed to survive. One of the miners managed to survive and said some ghastly figure, a spectral maiden from urban legend, killed his friends as they were making their way in that early morning. The keeper of the temple says, I don't know if these are connected to the kidnappings. I don't know if these are connected to the dreams, but maybe it is. And even if it isn't, it must be dealt with, and calls Paladin Finch to service in the name of Bahamut and to protect the innocent. And all of you begin to sort of attempt to unravel the mystery before you. I think those are the major points of the mystery itself and what you have figured out so far. But regardless, I'm going to go through, oh my God. Well, that's the campaign plan. I was like, that's a long calendar. That was a long day. Let's see here. So, yep, we just did that. You went to Bahamut's Rest and you spoke to Elijah, the surviving miner. A little bit of gold was put in his pocket so he might go and perhaps rest and overcome the trauma that he just faced. Elijah Gustavo is his name. He was on the way to the Murdoon mines when his friends were slain on the fateful spot that is said to be haunted by the spectral maiden, thought to be urban legend, no more. You went to the Temple of the Raven Queen, where you met grave mystic Sarish, what looks to be a lead acolyte in the temple, who said, should you require, bring a corpse to the Temple of the Raven Queen, and they will speak to this long-gone soul on your behalf and perhaps help you unravel the mystery ahead. The mystic also directed the party's attention to Alan. Sorry, I'm blanking on your character's name.
Eric?
To the west, and then to the
Easton.
Eric was the
Sorry.
old name, that's right.
Yeah. Directed everyone's attention to Easton and said, this one knows of undeath. If you have questions, why not ask him? And he revealed to the party, yeah, like silvered weapons are pretty good, magic weapons are pretty good against fighting like spectral enemies, and perhaps some of you realized Easton seems to have quite an expertise regarding the hunting and slaying of monsters. What happened after that? Ember and Jewel investigated the Tiefling brothers' den. These two brothers by the name of Nyx and Viril in the Opal War. Let's see. Oh, yes. At the end of the night, Easton was confronted by an individual who referred to themselves as guardswoman Shinzu the Keen, a shield of Westrunn, shield being the official name of the guards, the shield of the plains, they're called. An investigator of sorts that told Easton that you should be careful what company he keeps, that this jewel is said to be affiliated with an organization known as the Myriad and is being investigated for several crimes. So be cautious who you keep close, and should you wish to do the honorable thing and learn something of this person, feel free to give her a ring, whatever that means. And last but not least, Yvain and Honor are set to have a date, a meetup, who knows? To speak to Balthazar about the ghost of the Bramblewood forest the following day. And that is where we pick up today. So, my friends, I have something very important to tell you about. It is autumn. As you all wake up, and the wind is blowing through the various windows or across the way, leaves will be dusted by. Oranges and yellows and reds take the places of greens, and a chill meets the air now, where the seasons begin to turn in that month or two of beautiful, fading vibrancy of nature. The wind sort of chills, and we're going to start the game with Ember. Ember, you, my friend, awaken in your room, and though your night was turbulent and all of you experienced nightmares last night as usual, you wake up to the sounds of birds outside of the window, the sound of the wind sort of by, the very slight scraping sound of dried leaves making their way past your window pane, and it's a peaceful way to wake up. And for all the dangers and terrors of Westrunn, it's good to know that the Wild Mother is making her rounds, her seasonal rounds, shall we say, and there's a piece to that. And you hear a knock at your door.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ember. May I come in? You hear the voice of Estrix, your patron, through the door.
Oh, by all means. I need to tidy up a little, and somewhere between trying to make things look presentable and get the door open in a timely manner.
Absolutely. Start throwing things under the bed, doing the sort of high school girls coming into my room kind of situation.
Yes,
And you start getting the room together to the best of your ability. And indeed, you see Lord Estrix, enter into your room. He is dressed quite vibrantly in the seasonal colors of fall. He does have a little cane with him, sort of more for a stature than an actual ability to walk, but he has that sort of sharp cut ginger hair, a little bit older in age of a human, but nonetheless, he's aged like a fine wine. He's a very successful and attractive individual. And he enters into the room and says, I hope it's not too forward for me to be knocking on your door. Perhaps I should have waited in the common room.
By all means, please, please make yourself comfortable. It's just a room. It's not a suite, but I do have a chair, and the bed's probably a little lumpy. It's been recently slept in.
That's quite all right. I don't need to stay long, but I was in town. I thought I would. Well, actually, I have something I wanted to discuss with you, if you'd be so kind to indulge me.
Oh, absolutely. Please. Should I send downstairs to bring up breakfast or something for you, sir?
Your hospitality is, as always, excellent, Ember, but no need to stand on ceremony. You're quite kind, but we shouldn't abscond away from the necessary small talk. So allow me to ask you, how is your journey here in Westrunn? How has your powers been serving you?
Actually, it's been really pretty good. We had an opportunity to explore my relationship with Red, and that was really kind of spectacular as far as the outcome was concerned. I think there's some more opportunities to explore some specific details inside of that space.
Indeed.
And as far as offensive power, it's been really reasonably productive. We dealt with a large nest of these big bug things called end kegs. Yeah, I think that's how they pronounced it.
Interesting.
Kind of like imagine an ant on super steroids.
Sounds horrible.
It was moderately horrible, yes. But
I see.
it proved to be a very good trial outing for us. We were able to successfully deal with that situation, which saved Westrunn's cattle ranchers a degree of difficulty, because these creatures were preying on the cattle, and we were able to kind of enrich ourselves to one degree or another on the fruits of that particular endeavor. That's been going fantastically. Since we came to the conclusion on that, we've been trying to prep for an additional endeavor. That's been going slow as research typically tends to go. And there's been some mild problems for folks, including myself, sleeping. But it seems to be widespread across Westrunn. So in all honesty, as much as I'd love to have you stay, perhaps not staying in Westrunn is a good bet. The nightmares they're a little rough.
I see. Yes, I had heard that Westrunn was undergoing a great deal of stress. I've not been here terribly long, but well, I simply had to come when I heard of all of the news, and that you were present. It was simply too good an opportunity to pass up. I actually, I've met up with some old associates, and perhaps this may sound flippant, and I do not mean it to, but I actually need your help with something that I'm sure you will find quite amusing.
However I can be of help. I mean, you've been fantastic help to me and Mom, so anything that I can do to be of service, don't hesitate. I'm happy to. I'm happy to do what can be done. What sort of problems do you have?
It's not a problem necessarily. It's more of a interesting endeavor that I am holding with a couple of close associates. You see, I heard about your progress and what you had been doing and how things were dangerous here in Westrunn, and how you and your companions are challenging, and it happened to work out as I was going to actually ask you to figure out what is going on here in Westrunn, solve this little dream child missing debacle. And I had been speaking with some associates who were regarding the problem, and I had told them about you and about your progress, boasting, if you will. And they got to talking. They have similar associates as well, and we all got to speaking. We thought it would be a rather what's the word? When you when a man such as myself does philanthropy, that's the word. We decided to come up with a sort of philanthropic competition, if you will, me and my competitors. Well, associates. You see, they also have individuals like yourself who are invested with certain magical properties, all of which very similar to you with slight differences. Whereas you command fire, one commands water, and another commands earth, and another commands air. And the four of us got together and said, let's pick one champion for our cause and send them to try and figure out what's happening in Westrunn. And a little bit of a race against the clock, and we all thought it would be very a philanthropy sort of competition to sort of inspire adventure to mete out good deeds here and there. So if you would be so willing, and you already seem to be on the path anyway, if you could figure out this mystery and do so before my associates champions, there would be great reward in it for you, Ember.
I would be happy to. Getting to the end of this, whole nightmare, missing child, ghost shenanigans is kind of right in our wheelhouse as a group. So yeah, that sounds like a fantastic idea. And a little competition tends to bring out the best in any endeavor.
Exactly. You see how me and my associates think. Some friendly competition inspires good deeds, perhaps. So, yes. So you and your companions, so you can bring them along, of course, if you please. Take every advantage you can. Solve the mystery. And should you be the one, and you and your parties be the ones to solve the mystery, I might even be willing to introduce you to my associates. I'm sure they'd be interested to meet the individual who won our little competition.
Oh, that would be lovely. I enjoy meeting people.
Excellent, Ember. Very well, and I wish you the best of luck. May your powers serve you well, and do what you think is best to make sure you win.
Yes, sir.
Very well. I won't waste any more of your time then, as the game is on. You might find them around town, in fact. Some might be a little bit more low-key, but others may be a little more boisterous. So you'll see. I don't know who the champions are, but I'm sure you'll find out in time.
I look forward to the competition.
I have great faith in you, Ember. Good luck, and hopefully you'll get a better sleep soon enough.
Thank you, sir.
Very well. Take my leave. Oh, and if you need to find me, I will be staying at, and he's going to give you like an address in the Opal Ward for, it's a manor. It's a very, very nice manor, you would suspect. But he gives you an address in the Opal Ward. He says, this is where I am staying. If you need to see me while I'm in town, please visit me at that address.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a good day.
And to you.
That Estrix leaves as quick as he came, walking with a little bit of a, he gives you a last look of like confidence in you and perhaps your abilities.
I gotta get my stuff packed.
Start pulling everything out from under the bed. Incredible. So as it seems to become the usual thing, the party might find themselves congregating down in the eatery, the tavern space down below. Easton walking home from where you stopped, or where you slept. I'm also going to put one tiny little bookkeeping aspect out that I think I sorted out with Yvain. I think I said gold last time when I was talking about the inn stay here. That was my mistake. It was meant to be silver. So if anyone wants to take that transfer of funds, feel free. I admit I don't remember entirely what those funds were. I can calculate that if you want to and give you guys back your golds and exchange it for silver, but that was my mistake. I said gold, I meant silver. I'm gonna behind the scenes here start calculating whatever that was, so people can make those adjustments. But I just wanted to put that out there. So, but anyway, in the meantime, you will congregate back down in the tavern space slowly but surely. I imagine. And the Aurora Concordant assembles, as it were.
Good morning.
I don't take it any of us suddenly had a different night's sleep, huh?
Absolutely not. It was wretched.
It was really, truly miserable, but this morning is looking better.
That's what I was thinking.
So there is that.
Any particular reason your morning is better? Like, did
Oh,
something awesome happen, or did you just decide you're going to be in a great mood?
Leading, Your Honor. Just kidding.
A little of both. Some decision. I try to be upbeat anyway, but my familial patron had some business in Westrunn, so he stopped by for a chat this morning. It's always pleasant to see him. And in fact, he has thrown down a gauntlet of competition.
Oh.
Oh.
For you? For all of us?
Well, through me to all of you. He has several associates that have all heard about the current sleepless nightmare missing child Farago that's going on in Westrunn. So each of those associates have picked I don't know the best word. They've picked an individual to represent that particular faction, and perhaps, and all of them are working at trying to unravel this particular Farago, and the first to do it. Apparently, there's some sort of nebulous, undefined reward type thing. But I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I'd be just happy getting to a solution. And a little competition would, perhaps bring it to fruition a little bit quicker. So that's good.
What specifically is the goal?
To uncover what's going on with the nightmares, the missing kids, the general Farago of stuff that we're already looking into and researching. So, in theory, we've got a little bit of a head start already, maybe.
Got it.
Words traveled, but that's to be expected. If anything, if there's more eyes looking into it, the better it is that it'll be solved sooner.
That's exactly my thought. Win, lose, or draw. If there's kind of multiple threads, working towards the solution, we're going to achieve that solution perhaps a little bit faster, and that's fantastic. And with the need to look into the white lady of Briarwood, or whatever you want to call her, I think we're a bunny hop ahead perhaps of the competition.
Actually, I had a thought. I'm going to track down the screaming murder waif of the Bramblewood. I'm doing that this afternoon. But I was thinking about the dream situation. Jewel, you said you were going to take a look last night. Did you see anything? Did anything interesting happen?
Oh, as the tieflings. They went up to their room, and when I went to check to see or listen, they weren't there, and the money was gone, and it was very clean. And then when I went back with Easton, They were sleeping in their beds.
I have an idea. I can't. Finch could maybe do it today, but I couldn't do it until tomorrow. So I have a spell that I can cast that when I cast it, it tells me if something is like a celestial or a fiend or a fae. So do you remember when we were going out to Drina? And because Feroxy got all hurt, and there was some woman in a swamp giving out favors, and he made a reference to it being some sort of fae bargain. What if the tieflings aren't tieflings? What if they're? I've heard. What if they're fae? What if they're not what they seem to be? I don't know. I'm not making any sense.
I wanted to get a better eye on them for the exact reason.
The thing that I'm talking about, excuse me, there seems to be nervousness in the background.
Pen's barking at Ulf. And Ulf's like, I'll get you your bones. It's early in the morning.
And says, I don't give a shit.
Give me my bones, or I'll murder you, old man.
You heard what I said.
You know what I
You
said.
keep an eye on them, but this is something that Finch could literally walk by. Like, you could cast it and just walk by, and you'd have all the information without ever breaking your stride. So it would, and if it's nothing, it's nothing, right? Like, they're just like regular, you know. I don't know. See, that's the thing.
It's
It's
worth a
too
shot.
much of a coincidence. It's too coincidental that like they were there for 2 days and all of a sudden everybody in the city gets nightmares. But tieflings can't give that's I don't unless they're like supremely high level magic users, they couldn't give a whole city nightmares. Like that just seems like it would be something very, very powerful, and if you were that powerful, you'd be making more than 2 silver a reading, don't you think? Like, doesn't that seem really powerful?
Unless they're
checking
working
out.
for.
Like, that just seems like really big magic, if that's what it is.
No.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be a big effort for me to do. And I don't have to be close to them, like you said. I'm not in super close proximity.
So I'll go and check out
was
Murder
gonna read
Waif. And I'm going to the library, and I'm going to and we're gonna go find Balthazar because I owe him a story anyway. Oh, speaking of stories, Arvold, I know how much you deeply want to be famous, so I'm doing a bard story. So a bard will have access to all of the wonderful things you've done.
Oh
yeah, I like this.
Red Zarvolg for filth.
You know, I would.
So I'm aware that you're vain, so I got you this.
No, he knows I love him. He's
I
well
know,
aware.
it's just funny. It's just funny.
But yes, know that I'm planning to feed your ego. So
Fantastic. It's about time someone sang about me.
The skinny Goliath, well.
Yes, skinny
the skinny, tragic Goliath.
What a great character.
God, you're tragic.
Oh, I should go make sure that Happy has his, his eye makeup.
Right.
We have to go all goth kids now.
Right. And like he combs his fur over his eye.
Yeah. Or just like no, one of the
ears.
One of the ears.
Not a phase, Mom.
It's a phase, Mom. I'm sick of being a unicorn. I'm thinking of cutting it off. I'm thinking of getting my horn pierced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
No.
That was my suggestion to the thing. And again, maybe all we're doing is narrowing that they're just what they seem to be, but I don't know. They have to be really, really powerful to be. This doesn't make sense. Something's not adding up.
It's a good idea. I mean, yeah, it's worth a shot.
Yeah,
Maybe we can go to what were they? The fair, right? Or there was a local gathering.
Yeah, they're in the market, market something or other.
Yeah, we can go and observe. Like I said, I don't need to be that close to
as
make my
my
observations.
if
And actually, I'm so sorry, Easton. I apologize.
No, I just I have my own tracking means, and in case they are not what they say they are, and if they are perhaps fey or well, I wouldn't say undead, but if they're of the fiendish nature, I'd be able to suss it out.
That's good too. We know. I was also thinking this. When they're reading, they're going to be in their stalls reading there. So we know they're there, which means we know they're not in their room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how difficult, and I don't know, but like, how difficult would it be to get into a room in the day versus at night? And I don't know, because I shouldn't be the one to do it. I'm terribly clumsy and I would muck it up.
Well, one of us wouldn't have to go. I think we have quite a bit of assistance, right? In the form of Happy or Red.
Yeah.
Actually, red.
Sounds like a good job for a puff of smoke.
Yeah.
Well, Red is happy to help me however we need.
And I don't mean to assign things either. I've given a lot of thought to this, and I'm not sleeping terribly well, and it's making me cross, and I have a date, and I can't be in a bad mood. So
A date?
shut
I
up.
said
It's not-
it. You called it a date?
I did call it a date, but I don't know if she thinks it's a date, so it might not be a date, right?
Oh, she does.
It's
She said date.
Schrodinger's
She said
It's a
date.
date. It's a date.
Jewel will just kind of
No, you said it. You
Leave it
said it.
out.
It's too late.
and strum it a little bit,
Verbal country.
and she'll look at Zarvolg, and she'll go, "The great Zarvolg, he is not a rogue. He'll pierce your face, put you in your place. His dog is Fen. He's always there when the Zarvolg strikes. If it's you he dislikes."
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's
Oh
good.
shit!
Yes.
Roll me a performance check, Jewel. God damn!
11 plus 6, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all sitting there. Suddenly, Jewel just like this is medieval times,
Yeah.
but the equivalent is just like spits the hardest rhyme you guys have
Yeah.
ever heard, and you're like, the fuck?
I like this. I like this. I like this cat. This is a good cat.
Oh,
My name is Jewel, and I'll get you copies of the stories in case you find inspiration in them. We've done some, incredibly insane things.
I do not doubt it.
I should probably go check on an old wizard.
okay. Then are we headed to the market? Jewel, Easton, company to me to the market?
Let's do it.
Okay, Monica, let's go.
If we need
Alright,
someone,
so I'm going to the library. Finch and Easton are going to the market. Jewel and Ember are going to the. Who's going to the premises? Where they sleep.
Jewel and Ember's a good choice.
Yeah,
Hey.
probably.
Yeah, as long as Jewel knows where I'm going, I'm
And
happy to be
Zarvolg
of
is
help.
going to check on the wizard and the.
Yeah.
All right.
Greystone Tower.
Greystone Tower it is. Okay, who are we up to first? Who's going first?
We can go to the market first.
We're in the market first. Okay. Let's go to the market. And who's all going, just so I'm being clear?
Finch and Easton.
Finch
I
and
thought I was going
Easton.
too.
Oh,
Oh,
and Jewel's
Jewel as
gonna come. Yeah.
Fantastic. No, you can't come. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Make sure to
and-
tell Ember where they live, so that he can get to
Yeah.
their place.
Yeah, I thought Jewel was going with Ember.
Oh,
Or
okay, I'll go with Ember then.
It's up to you. Whatever you would like to do.
As long as Ember knows where they're sleeping, it's all good.
Yeah.
Now you're the only one who knows. But
I think they're up here somewhere. We saw them yesterday. I'll try to. Do you want to show Ember before we go, Jewel?
I shall show him where to go. Without telling him where to go.
Got it. Yeah, you tell him the location. And then Jewel will follow along with
No,
the
Joel will
Bloodhounds.
show him where the location is.
Oh, you're
She'll
going,
show
okay.
him where to go without telling him where to go.
Oh. Is this a riddle?
They're gonna walk. Got it.
Okay, you two go together. Okay. Okay, cool. But yes, so the Blood Hunter and the Paladin go to hang out. So you guys go walking down the street, one endowed in shining steel, a
beacon of
what's the
hope.
word? A paragon of goodness, and the other a shady, gun-toting, scarred man. And you guys go walking down the streets together. Man. And you guys go walking down the street. And sure enough, you are going to make it to the market. I gotta change up my music so that we got the right sounds in play, because sound is so important.
There's nothing scarier than a cis man. Oh yes.
Come on, give me just like around town.
Are we
Do we not have that?
viewing the screen?
Oh, I've just been playing with my action figures by myself. This is embarrassing. It's fine. Not much was going on until now, but yes. Let's see. Maybe we got something down in the themes. Ooh, fortune teller. How perfect a theme. Oh, my soundscape is beautiful. Not to pat myself on the back or anything, but Finch and Easton, you guys make it to this very, very small, like the Opal Ward is a beautiful part of town that is meant for the upper echelon of society. But here and there are little places, where the servants can go to pick up foods and other simple needs for around the manor. And so you find yourselves here, and boy, is there one stall that is just rife with people. Guardsmen are gathered. People from all over town have come to see this spectacular stall where you see the two tiefling brothers. Either one has a horn, only one horn, one on the right side of the face, one on the left side of the forehead. And they're reading cards and are talking about the dreams to various citizens of Westrunn. There's a little bit of a line, but what would you like to do?
I think as we approach right away, like I'll try and blend in, just observing, because you said there's like a decent amount of people there. And as we're kind of like walking by or approaching the booth, I'm going to cast Divine Sense.
Yeah, you can join the crowd, and I mean, you're a fucking paladin Bahamut. It's a little hard to be stealth. Roll me a stealth check.
I'm not trying to be stealthy. I'm just trying to
Not be seen.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can just be casually there. That as a paladin, you're allowed to take casual glances at things. But if you're trying to hide in the crowd, yeah, roll me a stealth check.
13.
13. Yeah, you for the most part are kind of hidden around. You're certainly not drawing any attention to yourself, and you plume out your senses, your divine sense, to find consecration, desecration, celestials, fiends, and undead. You don't find anything that you are looking for. You don't. Nothing around here is particularly holy, so there is no consecration nor desecration that you can find. You find no fiendish presence. As tieflings are considered humanoids,
Mm-hmm.
and certainly no undead and no celestials around except for you.
Except for me. I will communicate that to Easton, and I'll say, based off of what we were talking about this morning, it seems like, at least from what it appears, they're exactly who they seem to be. I'm not getting any pickup on anything other than the usual. I'll watch what they're doing.
Mind if I get a reading for myself?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I'm get in line as chill and inconspicuous as a scarred man with a rifle it can be.
They get out of here. Oh, this guy needs to be at the front of the line. Like he's doing. We gotta go right ahead. And yeah, you gotta wait around for a little bit. There is a line, but you will eventually come to the front. Let's see. I'm just gonna go find my fortune teller super quick. Okay, fantastic. You find yourself in front of the tiefling on the right. And it's going to say, welcome, yes, please, come sit, sir, come sit. My name is Viril, this is my brother Nyx. He's a little busy with his own individual, but please, come sit, welcome to my stall. What might your name be?
I sit down. Easton, thank you for your time right now. So you just want me to sit here?
Please, yes, just take a seat. Absolutely. And and tell me about your dreams, my friend, and allow me to explain that the more detail you give me, the more help I can provide.
Well, my dreams, they cliche as they may sound, lately they felt like a mirror.
Mirror.
A lot of past failures and have been shown in my reflection. Specific, like it's hard to name it really, but a beast I've seen. Saying hello again. As you can imagine, that's lingering in my thoughts.
Beast, you say?
Yeah.
A beast from the past. Was this a... Where did you find this creature? Perhaps in the Bramblewood? Somewhere close to Westrunn or far away?
Well, first time it's near Bramblewood. Second time, yeah, Bramblewood as well. I would good guess on your part. I would make that.
Merely wish to see, as I'm sure you have no doubt noticed some affliction has overcome Westrunn. Well, I'm sorry to hear of your own issues, but you dream of this beast. What was this beast doing in your dream, my friend?
Yeah. And is his brother doing like the same thing with someone else next to him right now?
Yeah. There's someone else sitting in front of that guy, and he's going, "Tell me about tell me about your mother." Yep.
Could I do a perception check just to see how mirrored their like actions are? Like it's like or are they just like
Oh, they're moving differently. Like
Yeah.
like as he's speaking to you, like his brother is like.
All
No,
right,
they're not mirrored by any means, no.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm asking their sorry, what was the question before I interrupted there?
So, what was this beast you've been dreaming of? What was this beast doing in the dream?
And well, it's hard to say, but it wasn't doing anything, yet it felt like it was doing something.
See, can you describe this beast to me? Did it have great horns, perhaps, or cloven hooves? What was this creature?
Well, that's an even harder answer, which should be an easier one, but I've never really, even in my dreams, I've not seen it fully formed. It's a beast where one time it had 7 eyes, the other time 8. Its limbs grow. It's to be honest, I spent most of my life thinking it wasn't real until, well, somehow a dream has made it feel more real.
I see, I see. I can understand. Was this beast very large? And it had many eyes. Did it stand upon 2 legs or many? These things are important.
How so?
Symbolism can be found anywhere, my friend. The number of eyes, the number of legs, if it had wings, if it had arms or claws, these things can tell us a great deal about what is going on inside your mind. It could very well be a manifestation of something that happened to you in your past.
And okay, well, this one had a lot of limbs. Yeah. Wait, how am I doing right now? Is this?
Oh, you're doing excellent. You're doing excellent. Please keep telling me.
Yeah, you're a lot better conversation than I anticipated, but yeah, it's just it grows in size. It's the closer it gets to me, the bigger it seems.
Yes. As it is with most things, the closer you get, the bigger they become. Perhaps let's try it this way. Did the creature appear to be like any other creature you have seen before, even in part? Like a beast, perhaps? Did it have the arms of a bear, or the legs of a goat, or the horns of a bull? Anything like this?
Well, it only looks like one beast. The same unidentifiable beast I've seen in person twice before.
You've seen it in person.
Yeah.
Very well, very well. All right, let me draw some cards for you, and perhaps I can glean
please,
some
please.
insight into what has been going on. I'm sure that shall be sufficient. All right, the first card. The Wheel of Fortune card. Very interesting. The Wheel of Fortune represents a changing of fate. For you were on one path, but alas, the wheel has been spun, and now a new fortune lies before you, sir. Second card, Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sure you have your methods, but doesn't that same change of fortune come each morning that we're alive? Or
Oh, we are talking much grander than this, my friend. For the card I have drawn, the Wheel of Fortune, it is a very powerful card and does not simply mean you wish to change your breakfast that day, or maybe you'll walk a different way to work. No. The Wheel of Fortune represents a change of fortune, of fate itself. If you are on one path, that path is changing. The next card I draw.
Go on.
Yes. The Father of Swords card, also known as the King of Swords. It represents a masculine individual in your life, in which I will describe presently. And you can tell me who this individual makes you think of in your life. And perhaps it'll give you some insight into what's next. This individual is an analytical being. This is someone with a gift for perception, has a very keen eye about them. They tend to be distinct in ability, remove himself from emotion in the situation, and truly sees things from all angles before deciding what to do next. It's often an individual respected by others around him, and is depicted as being someone who is fair or just, and is typically responsible, sometimes a family man, but not always. Very good with keeping the loved ones together. Does this make you think of anyone in your life?
Few names, yes.
Who might that be?
Unless I say their name.
Of course, how am I to help you glean this information? I cannot read your mind.
Who should it be? Actually, all right, this is perfect time to reveal my it'd be my superior, of course, but we haven't
Hmm.
Your mission.
Yeah. Gotcha. So he'll say, I see. Very interesting indeed. Where is this individual now?
Dead.
Dead. I am very sorry. You have my condolences. Perhaps this death is what set your fortune on a different path. Your life was moving in one direction, and the death of this loved one has set you on a new path. Perhaps that is where the Wheel of Fortune had came into play. But final card. Ah! How interesting. The Star card. This is also a powerful card, much like the Wheel of Fortune. It represents hope. Much as we look up at the night sky and we see magic in the air, the stars in the night sky, we feel hope. So know that this new path you have found yourself on, sir, there is hope there. What you seek to find, you will gain. Or perhaps something unexpected will come about that will bring hope to your life. Keep following your path, sir, and the stars will glean a good fortune for you, I have no doubt. And this may be the key to your nightmares. Perhaps this beast that you dream of is anxiety or contemplation, represents things that are getting in the way of your true fortune, the thing that will bring you hope.
And like Easton's gonna kind of get lost in like that thought there, like whatever they're selling fucking worked. And yeah, he'll thank you for your time. After
Yes, of
zoning
course,
back in.
of course. 2 silver, sir, was the price.
Yeah, of course.
And he'll accept it and say, have a good day. If you ever need another reading, we will be here all week, I'm sure.
No. Let's hope I don't. And
Let's hope you don't.
I get up and go back to Finch.
All right, you return to Finch.
So how was it?
Truth be told, I would recommend it. It's if a lot of what they said has had made too much sense and a little too almost too close. And in a way, I don't want to force anything, but I think it might be worth having a reading if you'd like, or just to compare to see if they're using the same tricks, because it's hard to rehearse that, you know. And
You felt like it was accurate. You gave them your actual information, and you felt like the reading was accurate.
yeah, I do. And like I was doing a perception, I didn't get any like I it's yeah. Yeah, I do. I believe it.
Okay.
And I give like one last look and
Well, what are you trying to discern specifically?
I'm comparing again their actions because it's just seeing if it's how rehearsed it is, or if it's just person to person they're like interacting, you know. It like if there's any like an initiate conversation initiators that they're using.
Make me an insight check.
Nine.
9. They seem to be fairly individual readings. Like you could slightly overhear the guy next to you. Like if you guys wanted to stand in the crowd and hear the readings being had, you would tell that they're different every time. It's not like, oh, yeah, Wheel of Fortune, Hope, your father, okay, bye, and then like do it again and again. They do have a deck of cards and they shuffle them and cut them and draw new cards for each person, and they'll tell a different reading each time.
It felt authentic.
Okay, I believe you.
Anything else you needed from the marketplace? I I spent most of yesterday just making rounds.
I think I'm good. Maybe we can go back and let the others know what we've observed or maybe not observed.
Yeah, sounds good. And, definitely gonna, be in my head for a little while.
Makes sense. Okay. Oh. Okay. I do want to go to Zarvolg, actually. So meanwhile, Zarvolg, you make your way out of the city and you're going to find yourself the Greystone Tower. I believe that's what it's called.
Yes.
Yes, I got it right. Seeking out Rem Seeker Eskil Rindarian. God damn, that's a name. Incredible. Let's see. You find your way to the tower. And there is an individual standing outside of it, sort of like knocking, arms folded, looking a little annoyed almost. You see this halfling man. He's dressed somewhat loosely like a sailor. He's got like the blue and white striped shirt underneath leather armor, with a scimitar at his hip. A cutlass, I should say, and is bald and definitely looks sun-kissed, like it's been on the sea for a long time, with sort of gleaming blue eyes. And he's just kind of looking at the door like a little annoyed and kind of knocking on the door and stands around and kind of looks down and sees you. And goes, "Oi, what are you doing here? Who are you? Trying to get in the tower?"
I am trying to get in. Have you not been answered?
I've been standing here for 10 minutes knocking away, and bloody nobody's answering. Door's locked. Nobody seems to be home, despite all the, and it points up to the windows. And as it has been every time you've been here, there are little like flashes of various colors coming from various windows. Nothing unusual. It says just someone's clearly home but not opening. I heard this Realm Seeker asshole might be a bit of a dick. So you're probably... Yeah, go right ahead, for fuck's sake.
Alright, so I'll knock on the door. Oh, by the way, this is Ben.
Goes, "Oh, who's a good pooch?" He sort of leans in, try and give him a... Fallon goes, he goes, "Jesus, fuck, watch your dog, mate. He's like, I put him on a leash." And just kind of like stands there a little uncomfortably as like Fen looks at him. Definitely doesn't like him. You knock. Nobody answers.
Oh, jacked. So I'll just yell like at the door, essentially, jacked.
He goes, who the hell's jacked?
I'll knock again a little harder and yell louder, jacked. No answer?
No answer.
Huh. Well, I believe when we discussed this store before, there's nothing, like it's essentially a magical door, right? Like there's no handle or anything like that to it.
No, it very much has like the frame of a door, but there's no slit down the middle. There's no handles. It for very much looks like a door frame, and someone just put a very fancy looking wall there.
Right.
But you have seen it sort of magically split and open as it has been answered. Yeah.
They've always answered when I've come before.
Well,
let's see. Oh, how high up is the lowest window with light coming out?
This is a mage's tower. Let me check. Let me check. Let me see if there's any official art, but I think I'm probably going to say they're up there a little bit. No, not at all. There's a couple ground level windows. The curtains seem to be pulled on most of them, but they're glass panes.
Okay. Anything? I guess I'm looking for the lowest one that looks like there might be some activity behind it.
Yeah, why don't you make me an investigation check to see if you can look around these windows and see if you can spy anything on the interior.
All right, investigation. $17.
17. You go looking around these windows. The curtains all seem to be pulled on the main floor, but it always has been this way. That's
Yeah.
nothing unusual. So you can't see what's going on the other side. Maybe do a little listening. You don't hear anything at all. One thing that you will notice is that like these are very nice windows. There's probably like a sort of like Art Deco sort of situation across them, very sort of leafy, almost elvish a little bit in style. And you will notice very faintly, there seems to be the design of what looks to be some kind of magical glyph that has been cast on each window. Perhaps a trap of sorts.
Right. Well, these windows look dangerous, so I wouldn't get too close to those.
Right.
Interesting. There's no other. How far around is the base of the tower?
That's a great question.
I guess I'll circle the perimeter and see if I can see anything else that I'm assuming not, but anything else that looks like it might offer entrance.
It seems that there's no back door. It just seems like a very it's the one door that you know to be the in and out door. There are windows here and there, but like it's very much you walk up a set of stairs to get to the door, and then the windows sort of surround at the same level. So if you're walking around at ground floor, like you're having a hard time looking up, but you're a ranger, you like jump up and do a little like look through situation. But no, there's no other entrance as far as you can tell.
All right, I have a. All right, so I'll circle back to the halfling and say, "Oh, damn it! I was supposed to check on this wizard and I can't get to him." And then I'll say, "Hold on here, let me try something else." So then I'm going to start walking away from the tower. To the point where I get to an angle where like I would be able to kind of try and see in some of the windows where they're where the little flashy lights are coming from, and I will use my eyes of the eagle to try and see any details through the windows.
Yeah, maybe a perception check, you'll have advantage. Eyes of the eagle.
14.
14. You're gonna look up and you're gonna notice those flashes. You're going to notice that the flashes are sort of like shining through whatever curtains may be up, so they are all curtained. But this is a little unusual though, that like for the size of the tower, every curtain has been pulled.
Right.
It's a little strange. I will also say that maybe an insight check on top of it.
16.
16. You notice like there will be like a green flash and a blue flash. And then there'll be a green flash and a blue flash. and then this green flash and a blue flash on, like, the floor down a couple rooms over. And there'll be different flashes here and there, but you notice that, like, the patterns almost seem to be, like, jumping from room to room. Wizards.
All right, so I'll rejoin the halfling, and I'll extend my hand. Nothing yet. My name's Zarvog the Grim.
Zorvog the Grim. Well, I'm Farum Gerub. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. As I said, I was supposed to stop and check in on the wizard. What brings you here?
Well, I'm here to solve a little mystery, actually, with all these, bloody, bad dreams and child kidnappings and such. I've been hired to try and solve the problem.
Oh, you've been hired to look into that.
Yep, just an adventurer.
They are troublesome dreams.
Yeah, there seem to be troubling a lot of folks, but, well, let's just say it, there's a bit of money on the line, and I'm not a total bastard, but I imagine the reward money for achieving something like this is probably pretty nice.
So that's why you're in Westrunn. Why are you here at the tower, then?
Well, I think if anyone knows anything about bad dreams, it's probably a wizard, right?
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, right? Magic. I mean, I know a little magic here and there, but I'm no wizard. I don't know the arithmetic and arcane blah blah blah, you know? So
Do you have any ideas about our current inability to access the wizard in question?
not really. He might just be visiting a friend, frankly. I don't know. These wizards go places, don't they? I think they're very mystical.
They do. He may be gone, which is unfortunate for me since I was supposed to look in on him.
Oh, you're a friend of his, huh?
Friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend? Oh, I'll say. Well, let me know if you bump into him. I'd like to see him for myself if I can. And maybe I'll do the same for you.
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind, staying at the Sun-Kissed Inn. If you happen to make contact with either the wizard or his manservant Jacked, if you'd let me know.
Jacked.
Yeah, maybe he's normally the one who answers the door. So if you'd let me know if you happen to make contact with either one of them, I'd appreciate it.
I'll let you know if I find this Jacked fellow. Imagine he's probably out to lunch. I'll take a look around for him. But hey, thanks for the note.
Right. Name again?
Oh, Farum Gerub.
Farum Gerub. All right. All right. And with that, I will turn and head back to the city.
Yep, and Farum goes his own way as well. Okay, who's up next? We did Finch. Why don't we... I'm going to save the date for last. Why don't we go to see what Jewel and Ember is up to? Say best for last. Okay, you guys are going to go to... I gave this place a name. Let's see. I definitely gave it a name. Sorry, I have a moment. I gotta just find the name. Failure, Bahama, Ember, investigate. Yes. You guys go to the Daring Crystal. You go to this opulent, beautiful, multi-leveled inn in the upper district, definitely meant for people of the upper class, of the wealthy sort of individual. You find your way there, and there it be, that big, beautiful inn. What would you guys like to do?
As they're walking through the city, Jewel is basically doing one of those, oh, hello, how are you? Oh, yes, have you been sleeping? Oh, me too. Sort of talking to people along the way, like she usually does.
Right, just keeping it friendly.
Yeah, and making sure to point out the sights on the way to Ember.
Okay. Absolutely. So yep, you point out the inn. What would you guys like to do? You going to go inside?
After you, sir.
Sure.
Ah, it is. Oh, this is battle music. Let me see if I can find something good. Noise. All right, let's give that a shot, huh? Okay, you make your way inside to this beautiful multi-leveled tavern space. People are sitting at various. That's interesting music. At various tables. There's a big crystal chandelier that sort of hangs down over that space. Very high standard. People around here are dressed very, very well, very wealthy, upper echelon of society. You guys walk in. I'd say that both of you look, you stand out a little bit. Maybe you guys might blend in better as servants than actual patrons. Who's to say? But yeah. What would you like to do next? Now that you're in.
I'm just gonna approach the innkeeper, the barkeep, and say, I have a message for Master Nix.
I see, sir, yes.
He's supposed to be in residence. Is he here, or should I leave a note for him?
I'm afraid that Master Nix is out and about today with his brother. I would be more than happy to accept a message for you.
Oh, fantastic. Give me a minute, then I'll write it down in the contact information.
Very well. Yep, you could sort of, yeah, do that. Or actually, what am I talking about? This is a fancy inn. He goes, oh, by all means, I'm more than equipped to take your message for you right here. He pulls out an ink pen, an ink, and a piece of paper, and he says, what is the message? I'll be sure to take it down. Or you can feel free to write it if it is private.
I feel free. I want to peer behind him.
Okay.
Are there like numbered boxes for the rooms?
At this kind of establishment, I don't think they have like the keys hanging out like you see at some hotels. Let me just roll. They don't have the keys out, but you do see they seem to have like message boxes for different rooms. Yeah.
Okay. My patron, Master Filigree, and I will insert Estrix address in the opal word, has heard about your fortune telling, and he would be interested in a private reading at your earliest convenience. Please feel free to contact my manservant Ember at the Sun-Kissed Inn at your convenience.
Very well. For the reading. And what was the name of your master again?
Filigree.
Filigree.
But like the fancy metal word.
Understood. Private reading. Fantastic. I'm sure that the master would be most happy to receive this message. I'll make sure it gets to him just as soon as he arrives.
I appreciate your time and assistance. Thank you.
Indeed. Is there anything I can do else for you, sir?
No, that's it for me. Thank you.
Very good.
And I will loiter a little bit to try to figure out which box he puts it into.
Yeah, he would
assuming
put it.
that they do kind of like a normal numbering thing. Okay, maybe one starts there.
Yeah, absolutely does like a normal numbering thing, and would put it in. This is a pretty big establishment. They would put it, and you found his room on the second floor, 209, box 209. Okay, fantastic. Is there anything else?
That gives me everything I need to work with. I will go have some words with Jewel. What do you think my friend ought to be looking for in their space?
Sort of looking for.
If my red friend were to take a look in room 209.
Perhaps.
I'm not certain what he should be looking for necessarily.
Well, you know what I know, and I was actually thinking, just a little investigation of some sort. What if we can find out where they've already been? Perhaps we can glean whether or not they've been having bad dreams in the towns they have been to.
That's an interesting thought. How would we find that out, though? Shy of just asking them, which seems bold and counterintuitive. Not that I'm opposed to bold and counter.
Perhaps if we buy them a few drinks, their tongues will become a little looser.
Well, based on what we saw yesterday, that won't be until this evening at some point. And they'll return here. In the interim time, if we can find a spot, I could try to let my friend have a peek see. You mentioned a window?
Yes. It is it is close. It's close. It's a fine window.
Is it reasonably discreet?
Was it?
In the middle of the day? No.
No.
At nighttime,
Yeah.
for someone dressed darkly? Yeah, sure.
I think we will stick out like a sore thumb right now. So now is not the time.
Okay.
We must wait until the shadows come, so we may hide in them. And Jules just kind of going to look up the stairs and just make a little consideration before deciding not to. She was thinking of maybe going up the stairs, but yeah. Well,
okay. I have a quickie question. For the DM. Are they cooking on site? So there's like an oven flue that probably has smoke and hoo-ha coming out of it.
Absolutely.
Just trying to think.
let me going on that. Oh, well, Jewel does have prestidigitation.
If
you need a fire, she can make a candle. Oh, okay.
Oh, I can make fire.
Okay.
there's really no issue. What I want to do is I want to try to coax some of the smoke, or what would seem like some of the smoke, kind of in the direction of the window, because my friend Red can become somewhat amorphous.
Well, it is fall, and the leaves have started to go to the ground. Should there be a small fire outside by the window?
That's a potential. I don't know how they deal with that sort of stuff here.
Oh, they don't have to.
Amon is a little more temperate.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, but presentation's only got a reach of about 10 feet.
Well, perhaps, who knows, that would be suspicious. You may have to wait. In
And
fact,
that's fine. I will take your lead on that. I don't know you all that well. My friend Red, and I will have Red kind of, finger away from the shoulder.
and flourishing bow.
Is capable of taking on a smoky cloud nature, in addition to his five-fingered which facilitates being able to peek into all sorts of places.
What about steam?
Steam might work. I mean, he's probably a little bit darker, and he's certainly a little bit more sparky.
Well, I was thinking perhaps a meal can be delivered to the room, and the steam of the food can be used.
But if they're not there, then why would food get delivered?
Their neighbor. They
Well,
said room 209, yes?
Well,
from the same.
It's a second floor window.
Yes.
Is it particularly well sealed?
Yes, the window is locked.
I'm not so much worried about locked as I am draft. He doesn't need much space. He needs just a smidge.
I wasn't paying attention to the draft.
Well, perhaps later tonight is the way to go.
We should sit on it and think about it.
We can have Red attempt that stuff if we buy them some drinks in the evening.
Very well. And they have met you before, so perhaps you can buy something to thank them.
And I have left an invitation for them to contact me.
Yes. Well, either way, I got your back.
Okay. Well, I think that's about all that we can do, given the hustle and bustle of the current situation.
Indeed. So perhaps we should find Finch and Easton?
That seems like a reasonable approach to me. They're probably in the Opal Ward in the Market District, so...
Yes. Well, you walk first and I will follow.
Oh, sure.
After.
Conveniently,
gonna
after
stay
yesterday, I
behind.
know exactly where I'm going.
Yep. And Jules gonna stay behind just a little bit so they don't look like they were together, and play her lute a little bit. And after about 10 minutes, she's going to break one of her strings and curse softly and follow.
Got it. So you'll be 10 minutes behind, no problem. All right. All right. All right. All right. One last thing and we're good to go.
It's date night or date
It's
afternoon.
Date afternoon.
Let's
Date
go.
lunch.
You received a missive. Yeah. Kind of. Oh my god, I didn't know my computer was magnetic. That's cool. You receive a missive from Honor saying to meet her at a tavern in the market district known as the Grim Warlord.
All right, so the same thing that I gave to the Cobalt Soul, I have duplicated that for Balthazar because he said he wanted it. It was sort of his price for giving us the information was to reciprocate and tell him about the story. And I told him I'd write it down. But I'm giving him all the stories because he's a bard. Why the fuck not? You know, because I love Zarvov and he likes that shit. So yeah, sure. I also have the same thing that I've given everyone about our story. Actually, you know, fuck it. I'm just giving the same thing to Anna and she can read it through. Because when we sit down, I'm going to ask her to read, to look over what I've written. So I'm bringing that.
Okay, yeah. You bring all of your notes and stuff. We'll say last night you copied them because there's no photocopiers around here. So if you wanted to keep them for yourself, you would need to have copied them. So I'll be a little generous and say you copied them. Okay, fantastic. You are going to go find Balthazar Bleakskull and Honor Kinambari. Let me change up the atmosphere a bit. We don't really need the full screen share at the moment because we're at locations that aren't terribly common, but we're going to keep that music going.
Yeah, that's my background noise.
Yeah, we gotta have a soundscape. I feel like it's very important, personally.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can find something a little dirgy. Let's try this one.
Because it's not just a coffee shop. It's like an emo coffee shop.
It is absolutely an emo coffee shop. You are quickly realizing there's a yeah, you're clearly you're starting to realize that there happens to be quite a like gothic culture, like a subculture and a lesser known culture in Westrunn of like sort of more gothy people.
It's a vibe, I'm into it.
So yeah, you're gonna make your way there. And you're gonna find your way to, I gotta make sure my balance is just perfect. There we go. Perfect. You make it to the Grim Warlord, and you find your way within, and it is sort of like, it's, the best way to describe it is that it looks like a vampire coffee shop. Like, not like 21st century, like, cheesy vampire shit, like, it's like the inside of, like, a vampire's, like, sitting room, in, like, Ravenloft. It's got, like, there are old swords hung on the wall. There are anciently stained blood soaked armors. There are like there's like a bear's head that sort of like has been mounted just above the fireplace that gives it that spooky sort of underlighting. It very much there's like bookshelves. There's a lot of red velvet sort of like chairs and such. It's very grim and very sort of like there's almost like an ancientness to it in its darkness, and sort of a spooky elegance to this. They call it a tavern, but it's not really a tavern. And fitting right in despite her disposition, is Honor Kinenbari, who looks a little bit like a skeleton, a tiefling skeleton. And other people are around, having drinks, people who are generally dressed in like dark color tones, having a drink, maybe people who are just normal folks off the street who look a little worn out and seem to be just happy in this kind of darker environment. And you see Honor is sitting at a table, and there's this human who's like kind of hitting on her very clearly, and she's a little like, oh, like clearly trying to be polite but a little uncomfortable. And he's kind of trying to talk her up. He's like leaned over the back of her chair, and like he's like really in her personal space, and she's like, you can see the anxiety a little bit. And what would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to go sit down. Say hello. Actually, I'll probably say hello and then sit down.
She goes, oh, hi. This is all my
Hey.
friends here.
Like, I have stuff, and I'm going to put it all right in between the two of them.
On the table, a small stack of collected works. And he kind of like jolts. He goes, oh, excuse
And I'm
me.
going to scooch her over with my butt and sit myself in between them. Because he and I have to talk about stories, right?
You kind of push her over in her seat, and she's like,
I'm so
Set up
excited
your-
to see you, Balthazar. Oh my god! All right, so
Balthazar's not here yet. He's not here yet.
that's not Balthazar. Never mind. I thought you said it was
That's
Balthazar.
no, that's Honor. That's Honor.
That's
Honor's
Honor and somebody else, not Honor and Balthazar.
no. It's just some human guy. Some.
Oh Jesus! Never mind then. Never mind. I thought it was Balthazar. Because I was
Okay,
going to-
we'll take it back. I'll take it back. So you
I
walk into the
apologize.
tavern. It's all good. You see like the dark interior, and you see Honor Kinenbari sitting at her table, sort of like in the corner a little bit. And there is this just human guy. You've never seen him before, and he's just kind of hitting on her. He's got his like elbow on the back of her seat, and she's kind of got herself pushed up against the wall while sitting on that seat, and is looking a little anxious.
I'm going to walk up.
Okay.
And I'm going to offer her my hand. And I say, hey, love, thanks for waiting. And just like draw her in for a quick kiss and say, who's your friend?
Okay, you kiss her.
But like on the cheek, like just like real.
Oh,
like,
okay,
I'm
okay.
not like gonna dip her down. Just like, you know how when people need, it's like you grab the hand, you send up like a little kiss. It's like cheek to cheek, and then you sit back, and it's
Yeah.
breaking
I
them
get you.
up, so she's not against the wall. It's getting her out.
I understand. I understand. I just wanted to clarify. You kind of like take her hand, kind of like stand her up out of the seat, and kind of like position, like pull her out of the corner she's been kind of in. You give her a little kiss on the cheek. She's like, oh hi, and then you kiss her on the cheek, and she goes like, just like flush red immediately. And you're like, yeah, hey, how's it going? And the guy like looks a little peeved and just kind of like, yeah, he just walks away. He's like just kind of like clearly has been made to feel like a dickhead, and so he accepts that and leaves. And Honor's just like she's a little, she goes, hi, her
I apologize for
what?
well, I did not mean to take liberties, but you look like, not that you couldn't take care of yourself, but you looked like you were being very nice, and he looked like he was being really forward. So I hope I didn't overstep.
No, thank you. I don't get flirted with often, and don't really know how to deal with it.
Me
Or at least
neither.
how to say no, and thank you is what I'm trying to say.
You're welcome.
It's not that I don't like flirting. I don't know how to. I mean, I've never really been in that situation before. She just kind of stops talking.
And I looked at her, I'm like, I am so excited about being here with you right now. I just want you to know that. I've literally been looking forward to having lunch with you since I last saw you. So let's look at the menu. Let's order shit because we're going to start talking, and then the waiter's going to be like, "What the fuck do you want? We need you to order because there's going to be a shit." Let's be polite.
She just has this like little, like you say, like, I'm so excited to be here with you. I've been looking forward to this all week. He's got this like little like smile across of her face, this sort of like surprised smile. And she blinks a couple of times. You can see she's like just barely welling up a little bit. And she goes, "I thank you. Um, I, sure, but yeah, let's get some food or something. That'd be great." And she just kind of, and you can tell you like made her day saying that alone. And she just kind of like sits down with you and kind of awkwardly like giggles and you guys order some food. Honor covers it. And like you guys get like 2 pretty good plates of food. They bring over, it's like a snack. It's not really like a meal. It's more of like a snack. They bring over
girl dinner.
Yeah, here I gotta see what the snack is. I have it in the back of my head. I've got to take every opportunity I can to pull out my D&D cookbook and figure out.
I love this. I have to get this cookbook. I'm so excited about this cookbook.
It's a really cool little cookbook.
Everything you talked about from there, I'm like, that sounds good. Like I ended up having a hankering for it later on in the week.
The few things that I've made are really good. They're not going to give you... This is like a gothy place. They're going to give you something kind of gothy. Oh, you know what? This is actually perfect.
It's totally a charcuterie kind of place.
No, they actually bring you these like in like cups with a little whipped cream on top. They bring you these like little like spoon cups of what they call Barovian butterscotch pudding, and they look like this.
Oh, hell yes. Okay. Yes.
And they are very tasty. You might catch like a little hint of like brandy in there with alongside it, but it's a very sweet, very delicious little treat. And for some reason, that'll cover your rations for the
Excellent. So I will produce the copy of Just Our Adventure for her. Okay. So this is what I've written down for Balthazar. Would you look it over real quick and see if there's anything you wanted to add or take away? It won't take you too long. It's pretty detailed, and it's as it talks about her magic very specifically. It talks about the glowing, pulsating energy. It speaks nothing of its color or how it was produced.
You just write down like a very broad like magic, like it could vary up to interpretation sort of description.
Yeah.
And just to, as I might expect, that would probably be very out of character for the rest of the writing. So like everything's very, very detailed when we get to that point. It's like, oh, like magic.
No. She'll describe a glowing ball of energy.
Okay, gotcha.
Might say a pulsating ball of energy instead of a red.
I'll tell you what, make me a deception check so to see if you can like pull off the wording as such to make it not look like you're sort of like erasing parts of the story.
Shit.
Please, just pleading.
Okay, it's a 17. It's a 17. 17. Oh my God, I don't
A 17. Okay, very good, very good.
So hard.
That's okay. No, you do a great job. Yeah, the wording, that is absolutely a success. You very much write it in as like, she produces the chromatic orb spell. And that's pretty much all you say, as opposed to like the full actions that occurred. And she sort of reads it, and you're kind of, make me an insight check. I'll give you advantage because you're looking for it.
Insight's good for me, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you're looking at her reaction and you're like waiting for the reaction on her face to see like how she, because you know that's going to elicit some kind of reaction from her, no doubt. You're just kind of waiting for it. So she starts reading, and it is complex, but she's a very intelligent individual and continues to read. And she gets to that point, kind of like, she's sort of like, her eyes kind of go across the page as she flips the page. She kind of goes back and forth. And you can tell she's like double, triple checking to see like if she just missed it. And that's what you sort of interpret. And she kind of like is trying to play it off, but not against your insight. She kind of like, you can see she doesn't look up at you, but everything else is there to say like, that's interesting. Why did she do that? You know?
So as soon as she looks like she's done reading, I'm
Mhm.
going to produce the other two stories and say, so I don't necessarily think that I'm any great inspiration for a bard, but I've seen some shit that's interesting and some that's as talented as Balthazar. I think could really get into. So I had this friend, his name's Feroxy, and he was this incredible badass in melee. You wouldn't even believe it. He was the first to run in with never a thought for himself. I have never seen anyone so selfless.
Wow.
And it's interesting because when while he was using swordcraft, he did something I've seen done elsewhere. She just brings her knife, her hands around. And it was as though like sanguine snakes made everything cold and bite just a little deeper. He was injured pretty badly, but he went over to Drina, I think, to make a deal with the Fae. He could have just come to Zephyr with us. The big. Anyway, I thought that was a hero that might really inspire someone like Balthazar. What do you think?
Sounds like an interesting individual, and I'd be lying if I'd be saying that I didn't recognize that sort of thing.
Right, so here it is. Isn't mine to tell. And I don't know what I saw. And I don't need to know. I don't need to know. I don't
You're
care. So
you're
like,
I don't use it for bad. I
are
I
snakes
don't use.
bad because they're venom?
Stay away
Earthquake
from
bad?
them. No.
The same herbs that heal others poison in different amounts. It's not the what, it's the why.
Why? I think I understand.
I turn into a spider and I stab someone in the heart with my face knives.
Oh.
And then
what?
I intimidated his mate to a state of exhaustion from which he could not move. And I did it on purpose.
What? What? Why?
Because he was killing poachers, and there was a Quasit, which is a little demon, and he was running a poaching ring, and they were killing the the griffins and taken their eggs. It was ruined the ecosystem. Nobody gives a shit about that, but it's very important. All right, if you ruin an apex predator like that, if you take it out of there, all right, what ends up happening is that other things that are supposed to get eaten, they don't get eaten, and then they just invade the places, and it ruins the vegetation. And then in like 2 years, the landscape is nothing like it was. But they were very worried about the poachers, so they sent us. And yes, I needed answers, and I figured it was easy to scare him so that I didn't actually have to hurt him, but I might have been a little bit too scary. So, yeah,
Okay.
I'm not an angel.
Cool. That's she like deeply swallows. And
I'm
goes,
just gonna like put my head down and take a drink.
she just kind of like, can we get another round? Can we get, yeah. And just kind of like,
Yes, I'm coming.
and they'll bring over some whiskeys. And she goes, well, I'm sorry you did. It sounded like you were killing bad poachers, is what I'm gathering. And that's the ecosystem's very important. You got to
Just drinking. I'm like,
protect the. Oh look, it's Balthazar. He's and at that point, there's like a sigh of like, oh my god, a little bit. As Jesus, I think
I feel like I went in with a nat 20 and just rolled a 1.
I feel like that is the definition of running away with something. It's like, what? You stab someone with your face knives? What the fuck? Okay. You
I was just trying to the point I was trying. Never mind, Balthazar's here. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad. Hello, Balthazar.
You see Balthazar get on stage, and though he is very dark in appearance, yes, the whole audience sort of like, yes. And I'm gonna repost Balthazar's art in the Roll20s just so we have that available to look at. Yes, you see the gloomy but incredibly well-dressed. Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I get it. Yeah, you see the incredibly gloomy Balthazar sort of approach the stage. But the last time you saw him, Yvain, like he very much had the eyeliner and sort of like his markings were sort of dark around the eyes, giving him a sort of a natural eyeshadow look per being a Goliath. He still carried himself with a fair bit of enthusiasm and energy. Enthusiasm is the wrong word, but an energy and a presence. What's your passive insight?
Oh, look, it isn't bad. It's all right. 17. It's 17.
Yeah, that's incredible. He definitely, his presentation is a little bit more drab and not intentionally so. You can tell that he's like, his shoulders a little lower, his head a little hunched, his eyes a little more drawn towards the ground as opposed to being a little bit more presentary as a bard. He doesn't look like he's in good shape. Okay, he is going to let's see. Perfect. He comes up to the front of the stage and he speaks. And he has his sort of skull-mounted lyre out, and he sort of plucks a couple of strings very lowly. And he speaks with presence. Like discarded pages from the Book of Autumn, the leaves come trembling down. In red and umber, each a poem, a story, an unread letter. Think of the fires in ancient Amon. the voluminous smoke of parchment burning. Open your arms to the dying colors, to the fragile beauties of this month, deep in the hearts of buried acorns. Nothing is lost. And there's a little, oh yeah, so good, so good. And he'll sort of retreat from the stage with that. Some people come up and it's the same thing, like, oh, this Balthazar, he was so inspiring. And he just sort of like a little less enthusiastically just kind of waves folks off. And he just kind of like makes his way backstage again. And Honor says, yeah, all right, well, let's go see him then. He's done for now. Okay. And she'll sort of like get up with you, and you guys will make your way behind the curtains. It's not really backstage; it's more like a side room. A bard passes by and enters the stage, and Honor sort of like, kind of pulls you into the back room there. And it is very drab. It's very much sort of like a mirror with a couple of very heavily burned down wax candles, sort of like around the actual mirror. And Balthazar sort of sits on one of the chairs and has this like 1,000-yard stare in his eyes as you two kind of come in, and Honor will say, Balthazar, are you Balthazar? Neha. Oh, yes, we were supposed to meet today, weren't we? It's good to see you again, Honor, and Yvain. It's good to see you both. What brings you to my corners of the world?
First of all, gratitude, and I will hand him the stories. As promised, we dealt with the Ankegs. There is my written account. The Concordant has done a few other things around the region. They're interesting. Maybe, I don't know. We dealt with a quasit up in the peaks for some for the Ashari, and then we dealt with some sort of swamp thing. I don't know. There might be inspiration for you there. And if not, that's really cool too. I don't know. Just wanted to
I'm
work with.
sure there will be plenty to be inspired by. Here, Yvain, thank you very much. I had forgotten, but thank you very much for keeping that, bringing this to me. I am excited to look further.
Do you think you would be willing to share some of your knowledge with us again for similar means?
What is the purpose of stories if not to share them?
Thanks. Apparently, there's the Murder Waif in the Bramblewood, and she's killing miners. There's a legend about it.
Pause. You say waifs, do you mean the things they feed in temple, or are you referring to a distressed woman?
I'm referring to a distressed woman.
Excellent. And when you say miners, do you mean young people, or do you mean like as a job?
I mean, like taking minerals out of the earth.
I'm with you. Please continue. Thank you.
Yes. So there's a wispy murder waif who's wailing, and then she terrifies people to death, is what we're led to believe.
I see.
Honor thought if anyone would know anything about this or know how to find out about it, it would be you.
Kind of like looks at Honor and looks back at you and says, I know of the tale. It's an urban legend. This spectral maiden who lures men into the wood after dark and they disappear never to be seen again. I don't know if that part of the story is true, but I can take a pretty sharp guess at the true story, if you'd mind to hear it.
I would love to hear it.
Okay. And he will pick up his lyre and strum a little tune to accompany his tale. A sort of dark dirge, if you will. It was a dark time here in Westrunn, when black wings darkened the sky, when Tal'Dorei was caught surprised by scaled tyrants. The Chroma Conclave had come to Tal'Dorei. We were saved by great heroes. Vox Machina all know their tale. But few remember the tales of those whose lives were destroyed. We remember heroes and we remember valor, and that is a good thing. But we forget the pain that will never be healed. Umbrasyl came, that dark and wretched beast, some ancient thing of cruelty. And then Vox Machina came. They had a plan, you see, to trap the beast when it came to collect its tithe. A good plan was it, and one that weakened it enough that the final blow may be landed up on the dark mountain Godshadow. Many fought Umbrasyl that day, and many died, and one of which was a brave young man. This man's name was Tamlin. Tamlin was a young warrior who always dreamed of being a hero and believed there was such good in the world. That is what all who knew him said. And he protected the woman he loved when Umbrasyl came. The woman's name was Jasmine, and the two were young and in love. That great inventor of Whitestone, Percival de Rollo, posed a plan to trap the beast and keep it on the ground long enough for Goliath's spears to break the hide. Tamlin went. Jasmine begged him not to go, begged him not to face the dragon, that she could not live in a world without her love. And Tamlin told her that the world was not worth saving if there weren't people willing to stand up for it. Or something along those lines. We do not know what Jasmine said to Tamlin, if it was spoken or through a letter wrote. These things are not yet known. But what is known is that Tamlin did say this to Jasmine: "Meet me under the tree that we fell in love, where we first met and were wed, and I will find you once the beast is slain." Tamlin went to war against a dragon, and Jasmine went to wait for her love to come. And she waited, and she waited, and she waited, but Tamlin never came. And so, some fated day, Jasmine would not stand this world a moment longer, and that elven girl fell to her own despair. And ever since, they speak of a specter who despises adventurers, despises heroes, and despises men, for they came and they took Tamlin away. This is the tale of the woman of the Bramblewood.
Do any of the stories mention whether she only attacks at night, or if it's any time ever?
The stories say dusk and dawn, most usually. People tend to get lost at night in the woods. Few adventurers such as yourself probably account for the dangers of the woods, how easily one might get lost or set upon by a wild creature. The forests are not very safe places, which is why many thought this tale came to be. But there is truth to every story, even the ones we tell our children.
Thank you for your time. And if we solve this, when we solve it, I'll read you another story.
I always like to hear another tale.
Thank you.
And you two leave Balthazar in his gloom, in his 1,000-yard stare as you kind of walk away. And yeah, you leave him be. And Honor says, I like Balthazar.
Yeah.
He's a dosist kind of individual for me, but he's, I guess maybe the nightmares are affecting him more than usual. He just seems a little not himself.
I really want to believe that we deal with this and then the nightmares go away. I really want to believe it. I don't know if you.
There's only one way to find out, I suppose.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
don't know. I'm not a Finch, a great sort of hero paladin, or I'm just me, but I could say, whether it makes the dreams go away magically, I think there being heroes around can bring people hope, and hope, I think, is the thing that fixes that kind of sadness,
I hope so.
I don't know if that made any sense at all, but I think it needs doing no matter what.
You have to go back to work.
Right. You're a monk now, right?
No, I don't have to go back to work. I'm asking if you do. It's not like that. I'm not that kind of monk.
Okay. No, I don't need to go back to work right now.
Awesome. All right. I haven't actually gone out to see the city. I was wondering if you would take me, because there's like this, we keep passing it. Wait, all right, so there's two places I want to see, and I'll let you pick which one you think would be funner. One is the observatory, and the other is there's a stairway we keep passing. It goes to the underworld. Maybe we've passed it so many times, and I've looked at it and maybe I should go see it.
I could take you to either place, but aren't you trying to hunt down this trying to stop these nightmares and everything? I'll tell you what.
I'm sorry, you glitched out that last part. I didn't hear.
She says, I'll tell you what. If you fix these nightmares and whatever, and I'll take you wherever you want to go. But we got to stay focused for now, I think, don't you think?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. So, does that mean you're helping with the nightmare thing? Because I could really use your help.
I could help around Westrunn and such. I mean, I got a couple of things. I can't
It's exactly what I needed. It's
Was-
exactly what I needed. Do you
Okay.
think you could carve out an hour or two to look into what kind of creatures might cause nightmares?
Yes, yeah, I could
Creatures, what kind of
definitely.
spells? What kind of
Yeah,
outside influences could potentially cause nightmares? We'll just sort of narrow it down from there. If you can do
Sure.
that, I go get the dead bodies to bring back to the Temple of the Raven Queen so she can tell us what happened and what flavor of undead we are dealing with, so we know how to kill it when we go back. It's gonna be
all
great.
right.
It's gonna be great.
I'll get right on it, and I'll let you know if I come up
Amazing.
with anything.
Yeah. And I'll just kind of reach in for a quick little hug and
She takes the hug and gives you a very tight hug, and she kind of like whispers like, "I've been looking forward to this too, by the way." And then just kind of unhugs you and kind of says, "Okay, I'll be seeing."
as she reaches back, I just squeeze her hand a little bit and off I go.
And she kind of she probably goes back to see Balthazar and be like, "Hey, what kind of bard stories do you know about dreams?" So yeah, she'll go speak with Balthazar. Fantastic. And Yvain's way. Okay, is the party coming back together at this point? Was that the idea? All right. Meanwhile, back at the Sun-Kissed Inn, the party reassembles after getting some stuff done around town. Tavern's a little more lively at this point.
Hey, mage, fire mage, Ember.
Yeah.
I met one of your competitors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little halfling, dressed kind of like a sailor, named Farum Garub. He was looking for a wizard. Same wizard.
Oh, same as the one that you were looking for.
Yes. Didn't have anybody with him at the time, but I didn't ask whether he was traveling with anyone or not.
Just like a sailor. Probably water.
Yeah, had a one of them saily swords with him.
I have no idea.
Swords.
Not my area of expertise.
Yeah, mine either. Grumpy little guy.
Yeah. Some people deal with competition by becoming grumpy.
Oh, by the way, I didn't let on that I was part of the competition or that I knew you. So he doesn't know who we are yet that I know of.
That's fair and appropriate. I suppose we'll all find out in due course. So I wonder if Vane found out what we need to do before we go try to pull a body back from the tree.
Speak of the druid and she will appear.
We just need a dead body or a specific dead body.
Well,
We're bringing the dead bodies of the miners. All right. You know what we do need to check? We do need to see if there's a cemetery or something. We should not be bringing these dead bodies through town into the temple ward. Like we should not. There's got to be another place. There's got to be that can't be the way to do it. They're stinky. They'll have flies.
Dead dwarf miner body, is that what you said?
Several of them, I guess.
This is one of my favorite quests yet.
Ew.
We should also be conscious that they could be someone's loved one in town. So if and when we transfer a body, it's good courtesy to do with respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can't just throw it over a horse.
We've got a sled.
All right.
First of all, we've got a sled. Second of all, I've got a spell that'll keep them from becoming undead. I've got a spell that once I get to them, I can freshen them up a bit.
One question I had.
Yep.
Were we planning on going during the day or night?
I would like to be there at high noon, as and I will retell the story. And finish with. So, since most of the sightings are at dusk and dawn, I would like to go at noon. Check it out when nothing is there. Get the F out of there and talk to the priest of the priestess of the Raven Queen, since she's being so accommodating.
I'd say it's about high noon now, just so you guys know.
Let's go. How quickly could we get there? We'll be on horseback. We can get there in like 2 hours, yeah? Let's go.
I understand the caution, but I'm half curious to go a little bit closer to the night. It would would give us
This is all well and good. We should be going now. We should be talking and walking.
I was ready to go this morning, so.
All right, let's go.
I just believe we might see more, but lead on.
To the steeds.
We'll have the mules pulling the sled, and Jewel can ride with
We
me.
don't need the sled. We're not bringing back anything that heavy.
The bodies?
We'll
Can we put on the back of a horse?
We'll put a body on the back of a horse, and we'll cremate the other ones on site. We can bring back the ashes, if needs be.
Okay. I don't always think of these things. It's fine. Thank you.
Before we go, I just want to stop by the temple really quickly, pick up something.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys can stay here. It'll be quick.
Holy water! Holy water!
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, Finch, you head to the temple, Bahamut's Rest, and if you want to pick up holy water, I believe that's 50 gold a vial.
That's fine.
You also have access to the ceremony spell for future reference. So if
I
you
know
really
I
wanted
do,
to
yeah.
make, yeah, okay, cool. And yeah, I'm just gonna go double check the price on that, but yeah, you can pick those up. They will have no problem getting you as much holy water as you want, as long as you can pay for it.
You said it's $50 a vial.
I'm gonna go double check, but I believe so. 25 gold, excuse me.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and I didn't prepare the ceremony spell, so
Yeah, it also takes an hour to perform, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I will just get 1 vial then of holy water. Or a flask.
Okay.
I guess. Flask.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Let's go there. Oh, right, horses. I was gonna figure out how long it's gonna take for you guys to get there. And you guys have riding horses. Oh no, some of you have draft horses. That's right. So
I've got a draft.
got it. So you guys would be going at 40 feet. The place is 12. So yeah, you guys are gonna get there in 3 hours as opposed to the 4 because your horses are a little quicker. You guys go at a faster pace if you want to get there in quicker. But that'll be long before nightfall. You guys go riding up the way, up the road towards Murdoon Mines, and very quickly. Actually, I'm gonna change entirely to where we are.
Before we get there, I assume we've discussed this tree that we're looking for, right? So, when we have somewhat of an idea where it might be, I'd like to look ahead with the eyes of the eagle and kind of get a view from a safe distance to make sure we're not riding into anything horrible.
We're riding
Also,
into the Bramblewood. Of course, we're riding into something horrible.
well, that's true. Also, before we get too close, I want to do my super secret ranger looking for humanoids thing. Let me remember what it was called.
Primeval awareness, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, primeval awareness. For my 5-mile radius to see if I can find any humanoids lurking in that direction, since we got Ravengered before.
Understood. I don't believe you have a horse, Jewel, so you're going to be going with, you're going to be riding with someone, I assume.
I have a draft horse. She can ride with me.
Cool.
I've got a draft, so I can take a second rider too if needs be.
Yeah, I would say a riding horse or a draft could do it without too much issue, as long as there's not too much other weight on there. Oh yeah, you have like a full mini for this, Yvain. There! Yvain's officially cooler than the rest of you.
Damn it.
I didn't update my mini yet because I don't have my new armor yet.
Oh no, it's not sized right. That's my fault.
You're tiny. Oh,
I can do it. Just the base is going to be really big, but that's okay.
Oh, fancy Yvain on the horse.
On the horse, bunny in arm. But bam.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait for my finch with wings.
Hell yeah. But yeah, you guys all begin making your way through the Bramblewood. You've been here before, and yet you find yourself here again for a slightly spookier mission than a couple of bugs. You go to hunt down a urban legend, a ghost of apparently lethal powers. And we'll see how you guys fare against them. You make your way through. You are told where that fabled spot lies, that tree just off of the eastern road is. Oh, I'm missing one hero here. Finch. How could we forget Finch? Yeah, so you guys are all riding along here. One of you with a slightly bigger base than everybody else. Come on, give me everybody. Yeah! You guys are riding down the way, and you get to the crossroads. And you were told on the left side of the crossroads, you would all find what you were looking for. Your eyes of the eagle is not telling you much at this point, Zarvog, as you're looking around this misty, dark forest. The canopy is thick, despite it being midday, and there is a darkness that prevails this wood. You can only imagine how black and awful it is when night truly falls. Anyone with a passive perception above... Well, let's see what the air's like. No, you guys aren't quite downwind. Zarbog, why don't you give me that perception check at advantage and see if you can find the spot.
I'm sorry, 21.
21. You go looking through the tree. You're trying to find it. You're like, okay, it's supposed to be on the left side. You've got that going for you. You're making your way down the trail here, all of you. And you kind of like look through the wood at this point, Zarvolg, and it's tough to see, but you get the sense you're probably in the right spot. You probably have to go through the trees a little bit here, but I don't know how you see it because it's just a lot of thick trees between you and that spot. Or I'll tell you what. Your keen eagle eye perception does see a very, very faint dirt trail footpath that begins to lead east out the wood, and you're like, there it is. That's how we get there.
Okay. All right. Can I do my primeval awareness?
Yep. Primeval awareness spans out from your senses, seeking out if there are any humanoids around. Only those in your party seem to be around within this 5-mile radius.
Oh, all right. Good news. We seem to be alone, at least as far as anyone with 2 feet goes.
As you're tracking, can you let us know when you feel like we're getting closer and I can sense a little bit more than just humans?
Sure. How far away are we, DM?
You don't know. You'd have to move through the woods in order to get a proper assessment.
Okay.
But you know it's not supposed to be too far off of the beaten path, but
They said about 100 feet.
yeah, something like that.
So we got to go in. Yeah.
Jewel has a passive perception of 18, so if there's anything she could just hear.
Okay.
Or see.
Into the woods.
Understood. You hear all manner of pigs moving through the top bramble, strange animal sounds, the likes of which you don't necessarily recognize. This is a dark and dangerous place, my friends.
I'm looking more towards the sides and just like hunters banding like crazy, it's just sort of seeing is anything looking at us, like since we're heading towards we're all sort of looking towards the tree, so I'm taking a surrounding.
Make me a nature check. I will give you advantage because it has to do with one of your things.
Or 14.
14. You look around this wood, it's alive. It's healthy. Like these aren't like desecrated trees or evil trees or anything like that. But as you look around, that second sense of yours does tell you there isn't evil that has passed over this forest. You don't know, you can't put your tongue on it. You don't know if it was what kind of malady it is, but you look up at that dark, pointed mountain ahead, and you'd be remiss not to believe that it's stemming from that dark place. Make me a history check. You have advantage.
16.
16. You know Gat Shadow is the lair of the dark dragon Umbrasil, but you don't think the forest is this way because of that. It was probably this dark and gloomy and just something about it long before that dragon ever appeared. There's something more ancient about what has been affected in this land. And you recall, and lastly, you make me a religion check. I'll give you advantage as well because of the Hunter's Bane.
Right. 17.
17. Okay. You recall way back in the Age of Arcanum, back during the oh, come on. During the Calamity. Come on. So easy. During the Calamity, you recall a story, a mythos about how Gat Shadow is said to be the divine prison of a betrayer god. Or it was at one time, a being known as the Chained Oblivion, a creature of insanity, a god of pure insanity, was once locked and sealed away there. Perhaps still is. Who knows? But clearly, this myth, this darkness that has prevailed that mountain has clearly seeped and spread into the Bramblewood here. There is something twisted about this wood. And that is what you think it is.
All right. After relaying all of that as we're writing, I keep your strongest wits about. And I'm gonna be focused towards that direction, especially if we're riding closer to it. Does it change the closer we get? That'll be like my North Star sort of deal.
Yeah. You look at it, it is a dark, black, pointed, jagged mountain that it just looks like somewhere. So this is almost like that lizard brain, that animal brain, the just the raw instinct that any individual has within them that almost within your heart says like, don't go there. Like you don't know what it is, you can't put your finger on it, but just your most basic survival instincts just say like, that is no place to tread.
All right, so definitely let's steer clear of that direction.
If I could have just a moment, so I don't know if this will work, and I really do want someone to say it's stupid, right? Because it's just a spell prepared, right? It's nothing. I don't care. If it's stupid, tell me. But blowing like it's everywhere because the miner said there was mist, but I thought it was like little localized thing. So I've got a spell, but I don't know if it can do anything in all of this. To be honest, it's prepared. I didn't realize it was going to be this big of a deal.
What are you trying to do?
Well, I thought if I could blow the mist away, then you'd be able to see better.
I kind of like the mist, actually.
And,
Why don't we progress and see how bad it gets?
Can I?
I was seriously keeping the mist for aesthetic. I just want to make sure that I'm not opposed. I just want to make sure that I know what we're doing.
I wouldn't waste any energy if we don't know that we need it or not.
no,
Plus,
I
there's
don't know.
advantages to being partially obscured.
Mm-hmm. So let's see how far Zar can take us. And if we think we need it, we can try it, right?
Can I this path, this lesser path that I think that I've seen? Am I able to point it out to everyone else in a way that they'll be able to follow it without me, or no?
It's a pretty thick wood. If you were to get off your horse and go through the wood and something were to happen, your party wouldn't be aware of what was happening to you until they actually got to you.
Okay.
But you are also like the ranger man. So if anyone were to do it, it should be you without a doubt. And you'd have Fen with you.
My intention was that if I could point them in the right direction so that they wouldn't get lost, I was going to kind of travel almost like parallel to the path with Fen, but like off the path so that I was a little bit more hidden.
You could absolutely do that without issue.
Okay. So my intention is to like stealth along kind of parallel to them. I'm able to do that at normal movement speed. So, and then so that I'm just at least visually a little bit separated from them.
Yeah, you can cover them from the wood. Absolutely. So if you guys want to hitch your horses on the nearby trees, you absolutely can. And Zarvolg and Fen will hunter vanish into the brush.
Russell.
I'm going
Russell,
to talk to them and tell them to, it's all right, be cool, we'll be back, don't go anywhere. Don't go away, don't run away with strangers.
They continue to be hitched.
Hanging towards the back is I'm checking to see if like we're like if we've left some sort of trail just like along the floor of like of where we're.
No, not at all. Zarvolg, I would say, has been either hanging to the back or directing the party on such a path that it would leave the most minimal trace. You never traveled with a ranger before, Easton, but as that has always been a concern, you recognize, you kind of look back and your horses have left no trace of your passage. a particularly useful trick to have. Hard to track an individual that can't be seen as they travel. Okay. Zarvolg and Fen are off doing the ranger thing, keeping an eye on the party. But I want to get a marching order for everybody else.
I'll go first.
Hell yeah.
I go second.
Hell yeah.
I'll hang towards the back.
All right. Which puts Yvain and Ember like that, or switcheroo?
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay. Making my way through the wood. You guys go up to that footpath. You begin to sort of travel. God fucking damn it. I'm convinced there's something wrong with my mouse. You guys go traveling. Yeah, there's something wrong with my mouse for sure. For sure.
Might be dying.
Batteries, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a battery issue. I'll go try and... Because I keep dropping you guys. It's crazy. Maybe my fingers just ain't just doing the job.
Not so,
I need to play more
not
video
so
games.
dexterous.
I know, I need to play more video games. Get my
God.
thumb
Failed your
dexterity
dex check.
back. I failed my dex check over and over. You guys make your way through the wood, the thick bramble, and you guys are kind of like, this is a little sketchy, but maybe some of you have comfort to know that somewhere in the woods there, your companion Zarvolg is keeping an eye out. Zarvolg, why don't you roll me a stealth check for you and your companion?
Yep.
And Zarvolg, you're much faster than your party, so you're going to come upon the spot a lot faster than everybody else, while still keeping a fairly decent view on everybody as we go. Oh, this is so fucking scenic. This is cinematic as hell.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Super
This
cinematic.
fucking Zarvolg looks awesome, dude.
Yeah,
That looks sick.
Zarvolg fucking rules.
Finn got a 17 and I got a 25.
Hell yeah, you two are just, you guys are like fucking Bravo 6 gone dark. You two are excellent companions together, and you come through the wood and you see across some leaves, there's a slight dip in the earth that emerges into a massive tree that spirals upwards. And also, you find yourselves downwind to a horrible, horrible stench of death. It is enough to turn your bowels, as those bodies have been decaying for the last 2.5 days plus. But meanwhile, the rest of the party, if I can find them, even having lost them in the woods somewhere. There we are. Making my way through the woods. Making your ways through the woods. Come on. There. Visually stunning. Oh fuck, I lost someone. Hold up. Everyone stop. We lost Easton. Oh, there he is. He's just kind of looking.
I hit a tree.
You hit a tree. But you guys come through the wood and you see the same thing. You guys all come into this clearing, some ways beyond the brush, and you see this very large tree in a deep, thick mist that is poured downward. And you guys smell the smell too.
As we approach, and I guess we get like hit with that stench, can I cast Divine Sense?
Absolutely, and that's a 30-foot radius.
It is a 60-foot radius.
Holy fuck, that's a pretty good spell. Do you want to cast it from here, or would you like to get closer to the tree?
I want to get closer to the tree.
Okay. I'll move the aura, and you tell me when you're like, yes, please.
Okay. Keep it going. Keep it going. Yeah, stop there.
Stop there.
Like
okay.
I want the I want the tree like clear in the shot.
Understood. So you guys all continue to follow Finch as Finch bravely approaches. And Zarvolg, you're close.
Can I get in this? Can I get in this tree line down kind of at the bottom of the screen?
Like over here?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you get to hear Finch, and it's a little hard to see, but you see just barely through the fog corpses here and there laid across the ground, miners, And now you see in truth, despite the decay and the zzz of hundreds and hundreds of bugs who have come to accumulate to these dead bodies, you see their faces are stretched in horror. These like
that's terrifying.
face stretched wide, all like many of them. You plume out your divine senses, and in your mind you feel sort of the fleshy hand of undeath curl across your brain.
Nope.
As you feel many undead signatures. And you look in the direction of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck.
And you see, just barely within your boundary, this young elven woman. You can see by the points of her ears, but she has long, wispy hair that goes down across her face. She is wearing it almost looks like a tattered wedding dress. This white dress that she wears down to her barefoot ankles. Her bare feet, excuse me. And you see this maiden woman standing there, and as she like looks up at you, you see between the tangled hair and face, this sort of like beautiful, young, elven woman's face that looks at all of you with these tear marks down the sides of her cheeks. And she floats up into the air. And as she does so, her hands move up as well, and you see from the ground where those bodies fell, the spirits of those dead miners curl up from the ground as well. And she raises her hand to you and goes, ah! And that is where we're going to go to a break.
Fuck!
Awesome.
No, bitch.
She can fly, so can I.
Yeah, everybody can fly.
I can fly. Yeah.
I just want to fly.
My Peter
It
Pan
made it
era.
extra scary that like your microphone was just like they can't hear that, right? Like
I know. It
It's
was
got-
like, okay,
it
this isn't for that.
it was extra scary, dude. Like,
It was extra scary.
Yeah,
Shit,
you
I like
guys-
just
yeah.
am starting to see that. That's creepy.
let's
She
be right
floated up
back
into
to
the
fight some
air.
zombies or something.
No, you're not fighting zombies. You're fighting specters,
Oh no,
spirits of the dead.
Well,
Oh.
so maybe live. We can go tell the priestess of the Raven Queen, hey, we got it. Thanks for the
You guys come in with like black eyes and like sorry, and you're like, we did it. We did it, boys.
I'm gonna have some chicken before this fight.
No better way to prepare.
Fucking sweet.
Oh, this is gonna be a fight, guys. It's gonna be
Because that is where they reside.
Who knows? Who knows?
Mhm.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I was so sad about that.
Not seeing Ozzy? I know, my sweet little. Not little. Ozzy is like 8 feet tall.
My
Oh, that's good. My first roll was a natural 1, but luckily
Ah,
for
fuck.
that's a
Your
5.
first initiative rolls on nat 1. That's no good.
Good sign.
You critical fail on your initiative.
I'd rather critical fail on my initiative than critical success on my initiative,
That's fair.
if I'm being honest.
I don't
But
know.
then
Unless you're a rogue, I'd love to get.
you're about to go into combat and you waste your nat 20 on initiative? Dude,
That's
That's true.
give it
that's
to me for
true.
attack roll.
once again asking for gift of alacrity.
Oh, didn't that happen yesterday? Oh yeah, that happened. That happened.
I know that's the only reason you took sorcerer.
yesterday.
Yeah, right. That is exactly that is because I want to give myself gift of alacrity.
Hey, maybe hold out and maybe Ozzy comes by and is like, hey guys. Here's a little gift for alacrity.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, let's get some initiative going. 25 to 20.
23.
23 for Jewel.
Can we have the screen up?
Yes, of course. How foolish of me.
It's like I'm just so excited. I didn't click the
just-
buttons.
I'm just so excited to click the button. Okay. Jewel got 23. Very good. Okay, what about 20 to 15?
18.
What'd you get there, Zarbold?
17.
What is your dex is probably gonna absolutely beats the snot out of Angie, probably.
I like how
Okay.
Yvain's PC now says Yvain and happy.
Yvain and Hap. We go together, to be clear.
Right.
Okay. What about 15 to 10? 10 to 5.
7.
5.
7 5. What'd you get, Yvain?
3.
Great. I imagine like in initiative there's that like 10 there's like that 10-point missing, so like in combat everyone's going like and there's like a pause and then everybody else goes and like finishes it up. I don't know. Fun. So thanks to Finch's divine sense, there will be no surprise round. Which means Jewel, you are first to act in initiative. You draw your weapons. What do you do?
I'm gonna go up to the closest, I guess, spirit. Is it like way up in the air?
They're 10 feet up in the air.
They're 10 feet
If
up
you got a
in
little
okay.
hop, if you got a little jump for me, maybe you can get up there and give them a.
I could jump.
What's your strength modifier?
+1.
Okay. If you can beat a DC 5 athletics check, I'll give you the extra 5-foot jump and get your attack off in the air.
I got 6.
Hey, look at that. You just, you get that extra little step up into the air.
Yeah.
You only needed like an extra foot. So you're going to run over about 15 feet. You're going to give me a 5-foot high jump. And as you jump 5 feet into the air, you're at, so it's technically 10 feet with a long high situation. You're going to get into range for a melee attack mid-air. Go ahead. That's what you'd like to do.
16 plus 6, 22.
22 will hit. Roll me some damage. Is this
Silvered
what kind of weapons you got?
Silvered.
Got
Silver
it.
rapier.
Got it.
7 plus 3, 10 damage.
10 damage. As you slash, despite its silver nature, it doesn't quite go through, and it will take half damage.
Okay. Better than no damage. And I will disengage and run back as far as I can.
I'm gonna hold off on that.
Okay.
So this is my mistake because I gave Easton the information that undead creatures will take silver damage properly.
But we asked.
And I'm
if
looking
the
at their
Raven-
sheet. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys went to the Raven Queen's temple, and she said, "Ask your fucking blood hunter." And the blood hunter said silver would work because that's the information I gave Easton for their check. So for this particular setting and encounter, I'm going to say that the silver weapon works because that was my mistake.
Okay.
So I'll give you full damage. Going forward, they will still function as is, but that was my flub, so I'm going to make up for it. You'll do full damage. How much damage did you do?
10.
10 damage. True to his word, Easton knew what was what, and these specters seem to be vulnerable to silver, and you give a good carve into them. Do you have a bonus action?
I could throw my no, I'm gonna disengage and withdraw.
So here's the thing. As you end your movement, you're going to drop another 5 feet because that's considered forced movement. No disengage is required.
Okay.
But you are, I would say you're probably out of speed at this point, so you could bonus action dash out of there.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, where are you going?
I'm going back behind Finch.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, your turn. You run right back to where you started, no problem at all, and you get a good slice out of that specter in the air. Well done. Okay, that will bring us to Paladin Finch. What would you like to do? This is what you were divined to do. What's the plan?
I am going to start by grabbing my holy symbol and focusing and casting Radiant Soul.
Okay, with that, you grab your holy symbol, and your blood flares, your ASMR blood flares, and these spectral wings span out from your back. You are able to go aloft.
And then can I start to use my movement to, how far would my 30 feet get me?
You want to just go right into the mess?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you run along the ground, you can avoid opportunity attacks. You could do like 20 feet here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could like do, and then you could like fly
Uh-huh.
up behind the specter if you wanted something like that. If you wanted to like fully get in there.
Okay, yeah, that's fine for now. And then let's see here. So I didn't can I go then, can I attack the one that's like sort of like that I would have almost flown past, like the one right in the front there?
Yeah, the one that Jewel got, go for it. Oh, well,
Yeah.
you've used your action to do Radiant Soul, so you have a bonus action left.
Is that, does that count as an action?
Yeah, it's a full action to activate your ASMR power.
Got it. Okay. So I have a bonus action, right? Yes.
Yeah, you could prep a spell, or you could like, I don't know. You have a lot of options as a paladin, I believe.
Can I? No, I think that's an action too. If that is the case, then I don't think there is much else I can do right now.
Okay. Understood. That'll bring us to Zarvolg the Grim and Fen the Ghost Slayer. What would you two like to do? You're muted.
Can I get some distances? How far away am I from stuff?
How far away are you from stuff? The nearest enemy is, we're going to call that 85 feet.
All right. And the witchy one?
The Wispy Waif, as it has been dubbed,
The ghosty queen?
one about 120 feet.
All right. Perfect. I'm actually going to stay back here for now. All right. Very first thing I want to do, I guess. Well, I have to move forward a little bit. So I guess move me forward like probably 10 or 15 feet. Let's call it 15.
Okay, 15 feet forward.
And I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark, the one kind of like keep going behind that.
This guy right here?
To the right now.
That one under the tree?
Nope. Now to the like lower right.
Oh, like screen right. My apologies. That guy?
Yep.
You're 5. If it's a 90 foot, you're 5 foot short. Would you like to do
All right,
another
that's all right.
5 feet?
Move me another 5 feet, then that's fine.
All right, if that's the case, it is Hunter's Marked.
All right. Now I'm going to throw down. I would say we're gonna have to work on where this is centered. It's a 20-foot radius, but I'm gonna throw down a silence.
Ooh, a silence. Okay.
I want the front edge of it to kind of like, I don't want it to hit Finch and their area, but like, yeah.
Sort of like just kind of Finch's eyebrows kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to make sure I get the white lady of the Bramblewood.
Got it. Okay, let me position this as best I can for you. So that'll be right in front of Finch, and you're going to get everybody in there except for these two guys that are behind Finch.
I like it.
Okay, and what's the range on this spell, just so I'm keeping everything
I think
kosher?
it's 120 feet.
Yeah, you're good then. You're totally good. Okay, with that, all these ghosts are sort of yes, appearing, and suddenly it goes dead silent, and only about 2 of them are making any sound as you see this sort of barely visible orb appear in the air.
And now a little
So
Pachaka.
I just realized that is 2 spells, and they're both concentration. So would you prefer the Hunter's Mark?
They're
or
both
the
concentration. That's right.
You could also cast only 1 spell a turn, as a reminder, and those are 2 spells. So it would be very much Hunter's Mark or Silence.
Okay, I didn't know that. So even if the one's a bonus action.
Yeah, you can't do a bonus action and an action.
All right, so let me do the Silence and not the Hunter's Mark.
Okay, got it. So you're still good. You still have a bonus action to use if you want.
All right. Oh, good. That'll work. Then let me go ahead and I guess the one. Let's say the one closest to Finch. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take aim and fire.
With a bonus action?
No, I'm sorry, action.
Well, it's an action to cast silence.
Oh, okay, but so extra attack.
Yeah, you have to use an action to do extra attack.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then I guess, I guess I'm probably done for this turn. I'm going to run backward,
Okay.
back to like the tree line, so that I'm at least partially obscured, and I will bonus action Nature's Mantle hide.
Okay, fantastic. Make me another stealth check. And you would definitely be considered obscured with all the mist and fog around.
I only got a 9.
All right, you make your way back. You're having a little trouble getting your cloak around you. Maybe you like step on it with your back heel, and you're having a little trouble getting it around you to properly obscure you.
All
right. What's Fen up to?
Fen is just going to remain hidden in the shadows for the moment.
All right, Fen remains stealthed, remains poised and ready. Okay, that is going to bring us to the Bramblewood Spirit. What is she going to do? What is she going to do? She can fly pretty far, huh? Let me get some measurements going there. Doo-doo-doo. Just doing a murder, don't mind me. Trying to anyway. I think we could get everybody if we made it here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, come on. Okay, it works. The maiden sort of sails through the air as all of these tattered, all this like silky tattered cloth from her dress sort of like wildly sails behind her as she goes like spiraling through the air, as if like the flight that she's using she's barely in control of, and seems to almost like ragdoll her through the air until she like lands at the last point, and her hair sort of flies back out of her face, her eyes sort of bulge out of her head, and she lets out that scream one more, that wail, just sort of screams widely, and it echoes and permeates over the wood as you see birds fly away in the distance at the sound of this maiden's mournful wail. I need a Constitution saving throw from everyone except for Zarvalg and Fen.
$21.
Yeah, I'll go around and grab everybody's total in just a second. Okay. Yeah, let me go around and grab them. Jewel, what did you get?
16.
16, you say. Sorry, 16 you said?
Yes, 1-6.
Sorry, my son. You're gonna take 7 psychic damage.
Okay.
What did you get, Finch?
19.
A 19. You're gonna take 7 psychic damage. Easton?
21.
You're gonna take 7 psychic damage. Very good. What did you get there, Yvain?
19.
You're gonna take 7 psychic damage. What about you, Ember?
13.
13. You feel this horror coming over you, Ember, but you just barely resist, and you are going to take 7 psychic damage. Good job that you all saved everybody. That was felt to be very bad. And that is going to be her turn. That will bring us to Ember Van Zyl.
Well, turnabout's fair play. I think you ought to try to catch a hold of an Eldritch Blast or 2. How about AC 17?
Against the Murder Waif?
Yes.
Or whatever she's called? Yes, that'll hit.
That's 4 force and 3 fire for 7. But parsed if you need it parsed.
What is the 2 damage types?
Force and fire.
And the fire is the 3.
Fire is 3, yes.
She seems to resist some of the fire damage, but she does take the full force.
And the second shot with Eldritch Blast will be a crit.
Oh! Go ahead and roll me some damage, guys. Please don't kill my super cool big baddie immediately. Like, give it just a minute. Just give me 1 minute.
See, that's
Really, Ryan?
19.
Really?
That's 19 force and 3 fire.
19 big force, and 3 fire, which is reduced to 1 fire damage. Yeah, the first one sort of glancing blows her, and the other one just, and you see her, her ghostly nature almost seems to like spread into like a pool of ethereal energy that sort of reincorporates after a second, from a very devastating blast. Well done. Anything else?
I'm just going to have Red kind of hang out close to me. So in case I want to give him a bonus action or something to do later.
Got it. Red is going to just be here. Gives you the thumbs up because that's all he can do. Okay, Easton. Boy, oh boy.
Okay,
You know
so
your game. What do you do?
First thing I'm gonna do is move about 15 feet back a little bit towards Zalvard.
Okay, like this? Just right there? Okay.
And I'm gonna use my bonus action to do my Crimson Right.
You move back, and similar to as you have seen Honor and Proxy do in the past, Easton slashes himself, and blood trails across his your rifle, presumably.
Yeah.
You draw your rifle, carve yourself. The blood trails up the side of the weapon. What damage are you doing?
It is lightning damage.
Lightning, and the barrel just sort of begins to buzz with lightning.
I'm gonna first roll my my D4 to take some damage.
Yeah, hurt yourself.
Okay. And that's one.
Nice. Just a little nick. Just a little.
And then I am gonna expend 1 grit point. Getting risky right off the jump. And I'm going to take a shot.
All right, what are you doing with your grip point? Violent shot?
Violent shot.
Okay.
Which gives me a +2 to my misfire score, but if it hits, I can roll an additional weapon damage die per grip.
Go for it. Make me that attack roll.
All right, first one. Let's go, Easton. That's a 15.
15 will hit.
And,
yep, will hit. No misfire. You just like,
right.
Then you see Easton do something absolutely fucking insane. If anyone knows anything about guns, which none of your characters do, but off table, Easton just takes out a little extra fucking gunpowder and just dumps it right on the fucking like flint, like the actual barrel where the I don't know gun terms. I'm Canadian. But anyway, the thing.
The gun guy either. It's just like really fast and fluid. The cut comes from his middle finger. It slices and just like pours right into it. Like You know, it's just gonna pour right in, and I fire two. Well, I'll fire an extra D12, but this is the first damage. So that is 15.
Yep, 15. Throw an extra D12 on there. Are these silver bullets?
Yeah, silver bullets.
Got it. Make sure you're marking them off, but absolutely. Roll me that extra 12.
All right, yeah, roll you an extra 12. That is a 9. So
A 9. So it's going to be 24 damage.
Plus,
Damn.
let me do my D4 for the lightning damage.
God damn, and you're hitting the waif lady, right?
And yeah, I'm in the wife lady, and that's plus 2 more.
All right, that'll be 1 point of damage. The lightning seems to not be as effective against this ghost-like creature.
And that's my turn.
Hey, fantastic. She is hurting. That is going to bring us to the spectral spirits. Let's see. What's the play? Okay. This one's definitely going to stick with you, Finch. Move. Where's this one going? It's got like a lot of speed, so this one's going right to the back of the line. It's not gonna quite make it to Easton. So it's gonna move as such to get to you, Ember. This one is going to try and make it. How far are we gonna make it? This one's gonna make it to here. Yeah, it's got one move, so we're gonna do that move. That one's gonna make it to there. This one's going to make it. Ooh, is not gonna quite make it to the party, so we're gonna stay over here and we're gonna try and hurt the paladin. Ha! And then this one's going to 20. We got 30 more feet. Can we make it? Yep, this one's going for Yvain, and this one can't quite make it to the party, so it's going for the paladin as well. And this one certainly can't make it, so this one's going for the paladin as well. Okay, let's get it on. So you suddenly find all of these like minor spirits, these like spirits of men just come at you there, Finch. And all 4 of them are going to attack you. They're all going to have advantage because of flanks. Let me know if any of these hit. 16.
No.
18.
No.
16.
Nope.
Come on, let me get you at least once. Nope, absolutely not with a 3 and a 4. These ghosts just try and drain life from you, but you like bring your shield up, you just sort of like turn yourself into like a ball of metal, and all of these like ghosts just sort of like try and claw around and over your armor and cross your shield, but you're just a little too resilient for them to make their way through, as they surround and try and devour you. As for these ones, these 3 over here, we're just going to take one of each of you. So, Jewel, this one's for you. Jesus, I'm rolling bad. That's going to be 11.
Nope.
Okay, Yvain. 13. No. Ember. I hit one party member, 22.
Yeah.
Okay, make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Is he within
Yeah?
5 feet of me?
He is not within 5 feet of you.
Ah,
Sorry.
that's okay.
18.
That will be a save. So as it drains life from you, you're going to take 10 points of necrotic damage. You feel it threatening to drain your very constitution, but your body holds strong against the attack. So only from your regular hit points.
Okay.
And that will be it. Jesus, 7 guys and only 1 hits? That's upsetting. Okay.
Hold
Yvain
on.
and Happy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Sorry.
You hit a warlock. Now you have to pay the price.
You're right. I do have to pay the price. The one person I hit, it's gonna hit me back.
DC Dex 16.
That will be a success with a 17.
Okay, so it'll be half damage, probably half damage, but it's 13 points fire.
13, yes. That'll be reduced to 6 because it's saved. That'll be reduced to 3 as it is resistant to fire damage. Okay, that will bring us to Yvain. Yvain, there's specters about, ghosts of fallen dead miners. What do you do?
Muted.
Got it. Okay, so bonus action, Bamf the wings.
What is that?
Dragon wings.
Oh, your starry form. Okay, got it.
Gibbet, yeah, sorry, yeah.
No, it's all good. There's a lot of wings in this game. So for the sake of Easton and... No, you're good. So for the sake of Easton and Jewel, you see suddenly, like, Yvain, like, take out this scroll and read from it, and these stars sort of align across whatever this magic scroll is, and suddenly her body just erupts into starlight. She becomes a living embodiment of a draconic constellation before you.
Badass.
What do you do?
All right, let me ask something.
Roars. Yes.
Yeah. So I know sometimes in a familiar relationship, you can cast things like you can't like cast evil things, but you could like go cast heal my person. Can I use Happy to cast spells on like touch spells on friendly people?
Oh, okay.
Like
well,
if I wanted to
Happy...
go cast protection from good and evil on Finch, could Happy do the delivering, or do I have to jaunt all over there myself?
Well, Happy functions as a familiar for you, so let's just go look at Find Familiar, because I believe they can deliver touch spells at the very least. Familiar can attack or take other actions in combat. It's an action you temporarily dismiss. You have more familiar time. If you cast the spell while you already have a familiar, instead causes it to drop into a new form. When you cast a spell with a range of touch, your familiar can deliver the spell. So no, as long it has to have a touch range, not that's it. So like a shocking grasp, for example, would work, but protection from evil and good has distance on it, so you can't do that.
Oh, so I can cast it from where I am, and I don't need. Never mind. I read the spell wrong. I thought it was a touch spell. It says it's touch.
Nope.
I thought it was a touch spell too.
No,
protection from evil and good is a touch spell?
It says touch.
Protection from evil and good is a touch. I swear to God, I'm looking at it.
I'm not. Yeah, I just.
Yeah, it says range area touch.
What? That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Then yeah, go for it. Jesus, that's I guess when you've been playing for so long, you don't look at those first levels for quite a while and you forget. But yeah, absolutely. So let's use this little bunny who disappears into the grass because he's so small. Is going to what's the speed of a rabbit?
By the way, his only job is to get to finish cast the spell and get the F out. Like he's
well,
totally
let me ask you this. How do you intend to get your rabbit up to 10 feet in the air where Finch is currently afloat?
Oh, he flew down. Remember when he flew down? He flew down the mine shaft. You said he flew down. You said he just floated down.
He doesn't have the ability to fly. He's an Almirage.
Damn it. Shit.
I think he went down with you, I'm pretty sure. But it doesn't matter. Happy's an Almirage.
Damn it. Well,
you imagine Yvain throwing Happy like a football?
I mean, you can.
I'm not going to do that. I won't do that. Instead,
Hits the ground and just kind of fairy dust disappears.
I'm going to cast Moonbeam at 2nd level.
Ooh, child, things are going to get spicy. Where are you putting it?
The one that was hollering.
Uh-huh. You just want to hit her?
Yeah, can we get her?
Yeah, you can
Later.
get the Murder Waif if that's what you'd like to do.
The Murder Waif, yes. I would like to light her up, as it were.
Okay, this beam of moonlight shines down on her and she screeches angrily. I believe that happens at the beginning of her turn, so we'll wait on that.
And it will, oh, I'm sorry, I just rolled it. It was
No, that's
11.
fine.
You just want to hold on.
I'll write
to
it. I'll write it down somewhere. Okay.
All right, so that was my bonus action. That was my action. I can't move without invoking shit, so I'm just gonna stay here. I think I can't turn invisible. No, I can't. There's bonus action anyway. All right, back to you.
Okay, Jewel of Twilight. There be ghosts.
All right.
You're being assaulted by a ghost. What do you do?
Well, since I'm right next to an ally, I'm going to sneak attack this guy.
Hey, go for it. Maybe an attack roll.
18.
18 will hit. Roll me some damage.
All right, so that is a 3. That's 3 d6 plus damage.
Oh yeah, you roll the damage as you roll the actual weapon damage as normal, and then you add the sneak attack on top of it.
Okay. So that is a 6 plus 6 plus, what is that? 1 plus 5. So 6 plus 12.
6 plus 12?
No, yeah, 6 plus 12. So I guess 18.
18 damage. Very good. Your silver blades carve through this one specter who sort of takes the blade angrily.
Okay, and let's bonus action with my silver dagger. I guess I can make like a second attack with the silver dagger.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a 16 plus 6, 22.
22 will hit. Go roll for yeah.
So that is a 3 damage.
3 damage. It is barely still alive, but you do make that good decisive strike. Well done.
Okay, and see if this is there anything else I can do? I don't think so.
Unless you're gonna use movement.
Yeah, I don't want to get the whatchamacallit,
Opportunity attack.
opportunity attack. So actually I can use that to disengage. I can use feline agility.
You've already used your action and your bonus action.
Oh, okay. Then I'll stay where I am right now.
Okay. Finch, you, my friend, are in the middle of something.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I think I'm gonna try and do my best to keep the baddies on me.
Okay.
So I am going to cast Sword Burst.
Hey, this burst of spectral swords sort of form in and around you in a spiral, lance outward in every direction, and fire outward. What do you need from me?
It's a dex save 13.
Dex save 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 saves. 1 fails. 1 succeeds. 1 fails. So 2 succeed, 2 fail.
Okay, and then the damage on that is 2d6.
What kind of damage?
It is, I think it's force damage, and it's 10 force damage.
10 force damage.
Mm-hmm.
2 of these foes take 10 force damage while the others' daggers blast past.
And then for one of them, I guess maybe one of the more damaged ones, they're going to take another 5 points of radiant damage just from my radiant soul.
Absolutely. The blades sort of fire out in every direction. One of them gets tagged by one. Two of them get out of the way, but one gets hit with one, and it sort of explodes into radiant energy that sort of disintegrates the ethereal mass into nothing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else?
I think that is it. Yeah.
Zavolk, it is your turn, my friend.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready to drop my silence. It's not doing anything right now, so I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns on my next bolt.
All right. Absolutely.
And Finch seems like they're doing okay, so I'm going to take aim at the middle ghosty, the middle specter, over with the rest of the group.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Make me an attack roll. You unfortunately did not enter stealth too well, so this will be a straight roll.
Yep, that's fine. 24.
Nice.
24 will hit. Roll me some damage. Are these silvered bolts by chance?
No, they're not. I didn't silver mine.
That's all right.
So I only got 6 for that. But then I will roll for hail. So that's 6 for the one that got hit directly, and then I'll
All right,
roll.
I'll take 3. What kind of damage is the Hail of Thorns?
Oh, Hail of Thorns is piercing.
Got it.
And I only rolled a 2. So, and it's a dex save of 14.
And that's for everyone around the target, not including the target.
Right.
Okay, one succeeds, one fails, but luckily this is magical piercing damage, so it will do normal damage.
Okay.
How much was the piercing damage?
It was 2.
2. They will take the full 2 damage, sir. But this one had 1 hit point left, so it kills him.
Nice.
These bolts go flying off, and this shade, this miner, just sort of takes it kind of and disappears into a wisp of ethereal nothingness. Okay, anything else, Zarvolk? You got an extra attack, I believe.
Oh, I do have another attack. You're right. Yeah. So I guess I will just again take aim at that. Oh, the waif is in the moonbeam, right?
Yeah, there's a moonbeam coming down on her, and she looks pretty hurt.
And screaming. Okay, so I'm gonna assume she's done. So we will. Yeah, that middle, the same middle one that I fired at before. I'll fire again.
Understood. Go for it.
$23.
23 hits. Roll me some damage.
And this 7 piercing, normal, not magical, not silver.
Understood. It'll take 3 damage as the bolt sort of fires through it. It still impacts, but the bolt flies through it and lands in the trees somewhere.
And that's going to be it for me. We're going to hang back here.
Understood. What about Fen? Still hanging back?
Yep, hanging back, yeah.
All right, fantastic. That'll bring us to the spirit. What's the save, Yvain, for Moonbeam?
It is Constitution something or other. 16.
That will... Oh, hang on. Wrong stat block. Yeah, that will be a success, but it will still take half damage. I believe that's how it works.
Yes.
So we'll take 5 damage. It is barely still corporeal. And I think I am going to need a I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw from everyone except for Zarvolg and Fen. Easton, that's a save. Ember, that's a save.
Nineteen.
Well,
Wisdom
for Finch?
saving throw, yeah?
Wisdom saving throw.
I got a 12.
12. Got it. What'd you get, Yvain?
I just want wisdom saving throw. It's +7. 19 +7 is 26.
That's a save. Jewel?
19.
19. Finch, you're the only one to fail. In this moment of being overwhelmed by undead, you look over at this individual. She sort of appears on radiant fire from it, and she looks at you with these sort of bulging eyes from her head, and you feel this horror within you. Her visage is horrifying, not because like she looks terrible, but you see within her eyes possibly an innocent who was not protected. And you feel this horror overcome you, this feeling of failure, and this feeling of the truth of what you've been believing all along, that maybe there is no protecting everybody. And you are frightened in this moment.
Goody.
And she is going to sail away from you guys because you're very mean.
Because you're mean to me. God.
You're so fucking mean. I'm leaving. Yeah, she's gonna. We want to get as much speed out of this as we can, so we're gonna. Yeah, she just begins to fly towards the tree line. Ember.
I got two guys in close proximity. Okay, well. Bonus action. I'm gonna create a flame blade, and we're gonna try to hit the one that's adjacent to me and adjacent to red.
Got it, that guy right there. 23 absolutely hits as this blade of flame emerges from your hand. You swing and you strike true. That is going to be 12 reduced to 6 fire damage as it is resistant.
And another 3.
Yep, accounted for.
And bonus action, I'm gonna have red punch the same one.
Yeah, go for it. Like the boss battle in every Smash Bros. Game.
14.
14 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Close those. There we go. Or 6 points of magic damage.
6 points of... Is it bludgeoning magic?
Yes.
Got it. Then yes, that will do full damage as the fist just punches this miner across the face, and he goes like a little shocked that hurt. But it definitely does. 6 damage. Well done. Anything else?
Nah, that's everything in my bucket.
Fantastic. Easton, what do you do, my friend? What do you do?
I am going to move what about like I want to stay within 120 feet of the wave, but I want to also be able to move a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I don't think you're in any danger of getting out of range of her right now.
Yeah, so just move me back just 20 feet. And I am going to take my attack action as a reload.
Okay, you run back 20 feet, you drop to a knee, and somehow in 6 seconds, you do the whole Civil War, like...
Yeah. And
you like do the whole crazy flintlock motion of doing a rifle in about less than 6 seconds.
And I definitely have my eye on her as I do that, and then that's my turn. So,
All right, that'll bring us to the
Good.
evil spirits. Let's start with Finch, because that's just fun. All right,
That's just
two
fun.
are going to have advantage, one is not because of flank.
Okay.
Okay, first one's 19 to hit.
Meets it, beats it, but then I'm gonna use my reaction to cast shield spell.
Oh, fuck. I hate this game sometimes. Okay. Here comes saving throws. Next one's coming at you. That's gonna be 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Just, that's
That
great.
meets it, beats it, yeah.
Just beat it, and the last guy is absolutely not gonna beat a shield. Okay, make me a Constitution saving throw.
19 plus 4, so 23.
23. That is a save. This will not be taken from your maximum hit points, but you are still going to take reduced to 4 necrotic damage because you are an ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sweet. Now for these two fellows over here, this one is going to dedicate itself to you, Yvain, still. Just completely miffs it, entirely miffs it. And this one's going for you, Ember. That's going to be a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
That'll hit. You and my friend are going to take... you're going to take 10. You are going to take 12 points of necrotic damage. Make me a con save.
$14.
14 is a save. You'll just take the 12 necrotic damage to your health. Fantastic. That will bring us to Yvain and Happy.
My moonbeam has a range of 120 feet. Where'd the bitch go?
40 feet that way.
That way then.
Oh, don't be mean to her. Her fucking husband died. Okay.
Well, I don't mind that, but you can't go killing other people about it.
Why not? Is that not a reasonable response?
No!
I'm just kidding. No, it's not. That's absolutely not. Okay. The beam of moonlight sort of seizes and then rains down from the sky above once more upon this woman, this specter. Is there anything else? I can't hear you. You're muted again.
We're good. It's all good.
All right. Jewel of Twilight, what do? You're the second person. Just go ahead and take your turn. I was gonna say you're the next person to get a kill, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to attack the guy that is attacking Ember.
All right, so you're gonna sort of move under this one, get over to here at 10 feet. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Flat attack roll, no advantage.
19.
19 hits, roll me some damage.
8.
8. It will take that 8 damage and you just sort of slash into it and it sort of disappears into an ethereal mist around your blade.
Okay, and for my bonus action, I'm going to use Healing Word on Ember.
And with a little tune and a song, a healing word is placed upon you, Ember. Go ahead and roll that health, Jewel.
7.
7 health to Ember. Very nice. The bard does her
I got the
trick.
4. Actually, I guess that's a crit because I got 4. Yeah.
Hey, very nice.
So does that give more healing back, or does it matter?
No, unfortunately not. No, it's just max healing, which is still great.
Okay.
It was a dope ass tune. Like, it was an awesome tune.
But it was a dope tune because it was max heals for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that word was the word. Okay, bringing us along to Finch. Finch, you are terrified as this banshee woman is being destroyed. The world failed to protect her, and now she's being punished. And you are frightened to your core, but you still must fight. What do you do?
I think because of that, I am going to do a sword burst again.
Another sword burst, dex saves all around, I believe.
Yeah, it's a dex save of 13.
All right, that's a failure. That's a success. And that's a failure. So 2 failures, 1 success.
Okay, and then it's 8 damage.
8 damage. Buddy over here will take the 8 damage, and buddy over here will take the 8 damage. Who's getting your Radiant Soul?
Either one.
Right or
I think either one doesn't matter.
How much damage?
5.
5 additional damages. There's a burst of radiant energy. But they are still standing, but definitely more hurt. Is there anything else?
I think. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Understood. Zarvolg the Grim. What do you do, my friend? The one-man firing line.
Yeah, first I'm going to finally Hunter's Mark, the one closest to the group. Because again,
Hey.
Finch seems to be holding their own still.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to go ahead and fire.
Go for it.
Oh, that one.
Oh, no, bro. Go ahead. Boy, there's a lot of people you could possibly hit. Roll me a d6
All right.
and re-roll if you hit a 6 to see which party member you might have hit.
1.
Roll me another attack roll against Finch's AC.
Okay. Another nat 1.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but we're gonna say that it misses Finch. This is you know what's gonna happen? Zarvolg, you aim your thing and you're like your crossbow and you're like, and the line like snaps and the bolt just sort of like falls out the front of your crossbow, but the actual line like whips you in the side of the face and you're like, ah! And the bolt just the line just kind of snaps you in the face. So you have to take a minute and restring your crossbow.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do? You have a second attack? You want to go for it?
Do I get my second attack? Yeah.
Yeah, you restring it like unnaturally quick, no problem. Or Fen does it for you while you're going, damn it! And Fen just sort of like and somehow restrings the crossbow. Is very well trained on.
Handles it. Man, I cannot roll. 13?
A 13 will hit. Roll damage.
All right. 15 total.
15 total. Regular piercing. Well, I'll tell you what. Give me the Hunter's Mark separately.
Okay, Hunter's Mark is 4 separately, so it was 11 regular piercing and then plus 4.
Okay, got it. So the regular bolt is only going to do standard damage, but the Hunter's Mark will be full, as I do not believe Hunter's Mark makes your weapon attacks magical, but it is still considered magical damage.
Okay.
The Hunter's Mark itself.
Can we?
It is very hurt.
And then I'm going to go ahead. Now I'm going to go ahead and send Fen in toward the group. I guess, yeah, toward that one. He's not going to make it, but that's fine.
Okay, he does a little 40 because I believe that's his speed.
Yep.
He'll go into a dash, but because he's ran out into plain space, I'm going to say that by the end of his turn, his stealth will not be effective anymore.
Sure. Yep. Sounds
but
good.
he goes into a mad charge and gets right up to the group.
All right.
All right. That brings us to El Spirit. Definitely fails the saving throw, and the beam burns, and she and just sort of vanishes into a wisp. She is being defeated. Ember, what do you do?
I gotta take a poke at the guy that's right here in front of me, I guess.
All right, give him the 1-2. The 1-2, sir.
16.
16 hits. Roll me some damage. These guys are not big on AC. They're big on scary, but not AC.
I want to see Red pimp stuff.
12, 15 points of fire aggregate.
Oh man, that's good damage. That will be reduced to 7, which is just enough. You stab it with your blade of fire, and it and the miner disappears into a wisp of ethereal nothingness. Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
That'll do. Easton, your weapon has been properly reloaded. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action to apply Blood Curse of the Marked on the which one is I can hit all of them. Which one's got more meat on their bones? Or I guess ghost meat.
The furthest one seems to be the less damaged. Or actually they're all pretty evenly damaged, actually. I would say you're like they're all looking a little
All right, I'll pick the farthest one just because rifle. And
are you amplifying it?
I'm gonna amplify it.
All right, you see Easton once more slash his arm and cast the blood across the battlefield, and it shoots over to that ghost and splays across its body, marking it for death.
Ooh, I took a nice 4 beefy on that, but I got really in there. But that gives me advantage.
Yes, it does.
On my next attack, so I'm
let me reflavor that. So Easton does this like sigil in the air, and that same sigil appears on the creature, much like the hunter's mark. And then he bleeds himself, and you see he sort of grunts in pain as it was a unusually painful hit. And then the blood veins next to his eyes just sort of begin to pulse almost to the surface of his skin around his eyes, and you are like dead-eyed on that mark.
And that gives me advantage. I'm going to send a violent shot its way.
You pour more gunpowder, very unadvised, onto your weapon, and you're going to do a violent shot.
And here we go with advantage. That's a 24 on the first one.
Yep, roll again. Crit fish. Always crit fish.
Always crit fish.
No crit, but you're going to hit.
All right, and we are going, that's the first one. And then another D12. So that is 4 plus 9. And then let me roll another D4 for the Crimson Right.
4 plus 9.
1.
That 1 will become nothing because they are resistant, but that 4 plus 9 is going to be 13 damage. So you make this shot and you blast it out of there as this tiny bead of lightning just fires across the battlefield faster than the eye can see and blasts through the spirit, and it disappears into an ethereal mist.
Awesome. And that's my turn.
Fantastic. Bringing us back to the spirits. They're going to continue to come after you, Finch. One rolls a 23 to hit.
And I'm going to use my reaction again to cast Shield Spell again.
Great.
That won't hit.
23 won't hit and a 20 won't hit.
Right.
Okay. Both of them don't hit as this. Get ready for more encounters throughout the day and run out of spell slots. Okay, that's going to be those spirits, and that is going to bring us to Yvain. What would you like to do?
I'm so salty about it.
All right, that's such a high AC. We're at level 5.
Okay, but what's funny though is that wait till I have my plate armor.
23
my
at level
AC,
5.
My AC is 24.
But Lana
Oh,
was
excuse
level
me,
15,
24, which is
about
about to
her
become
level 23.
26.
Yeah.
Fucked. How am I supposed
No,
to
because Lana
balance?
was level 15, which is a perfectly fine level to have a 23 AC, and he was upset about that too.
Yeah, because
You
that's
just find
ridiculous.
expensive.
I built
You had a
Finch
way
for
higher than
that purpose.
23. Anyway, let's keep going with the combat. Yvain, what would you like to do?
Let's go.
Of course, I would like to take that moonbeam and bring it over here. See which one.
Yep.
Well, I'll just take it to the one closest to me.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I would like to move my moonbeam there.
Yeah. Yes, but is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, I'm good.
All right. Jewel of Twilight, it is your go. There's only 2 left. What would you like to do? You're muted.
Let's do a repeat of round 1. And
All right, we're going to have to go for a little hop.
yeah.
Do you want to try and hop into the moonbeam?
Is that a bad idea?
It looks very painful.
Okay, I'll go for the other guy.
Got it. Just want to make sure. You're going to need to either feline agility or dash into
Let's
there.
use feline agility.
Feline agility it is. Make me another, make me a cheeky little 5 DC athletics check.
13.
13 will do the job. You manage to get you get a little air in there. Finch is right next to it, so you'll get the sneak attack if you hit.
16 plus 6, 22.
22 absolutely hits. Roll some damage.
That's a 7 plus 3 plus the d4. So it's 10 plus 9, 10. So it's 20.
20 damage. Good God. That one is dead as a fucking doornail. You slice through it and land, and it disappears into a wisp.
And as my as far as my bonus action goes, I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Finch.
All right. What do you say to inspire Finch?
Your strength within you will give you power.
Oh, words of wisdom. And Finch, as the spirit of the Bramblewood is defeated, you feel that fear fade away from you and instead replaced by the inspiration Jewel places upon you.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of which, Finch, what do you do?
I am going to move back just a little bit, like maybe 5 feet or so. It's still in the air.
Still in the air, okay.
I'm
Opportunity attack.
That's fine. I can still handle that.
That's going to be a 23 to hit.
That's fine.
Okay. You'll take 6. Oh, God. 9. That's going to be 13 necrotic damage. Make me a con save. That 13 will be reduced to 6
And
necrotic damage.
Finch will get advantage on that saving throw, right?
Why is that?
I'm just curious. Is it advantage for that? No, it's a +1 for that, isn't it? What is it?
What are you referring to?
The Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, that's a D6 if Finch wants to roll it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. You said, I'm sorry, was it a con save?
Con save, yes.
That's an 18 plus 4, 18, 19,
Yeah,
20,
you're
22.
good. Yeah. So you'll just take the 6 necrotic damage.
Okay. And I did that. And then I am going to extend my hand out and I am going to Sacred Flame it in the face.
Okay, it'll take that wisdom saving throw. That is going to be a 17 to save.
It's a dex save, but you still get
a dex save. That's going to be more. So that'll be 19 to save as the flames sort of lick up around it. It manages to sort of sail about it and not get damaged.
Oh, okay. It doesn't take half damage or anything?
No, it's a save or suck on cantrips most of the time.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, if there's anything else?
No.
Nope. All right, that was going to bring us to Zarvolg.
All right. First, Fen is going to run over underneath and cast Bark of Annoyance. Does he get jump that high?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, just runs under there and starts going at 25, and the miner's like,
I love it.
That's pretty much what happens. Well, I'll tell you what, Fen jumps through the air and we'll like get within 5 feet, and we'll call that the help action if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Which will give it'll distract it, so the next attack will have advantage against it.
Oh, great. Fantastic. That's fun. All right. And I'm going to switch my hunter's mark for my bonus action, and then I will fire. 26.
Yeah, that'll hit. Part of annoyance. Nice.
That's going to be 12 normal piercing damage and 4 hunter's mark damage.
Sorry, 12 standard.
Yep.
All right, that'll be reduced to 6, and I'll take the full 4 hunter's mark. No problem. Bolt flies through it. You can take a second attack if you want.
Yep.
This one will not be at advantage.
Nope. It's going to be a 14.
14 will hit. Roll me some damage. This will probably do it.
It's going to be 9 standard damage and 4 hunter's mark damage.
How would you like to kill the last ghosty miner?
Right through a big bolt, right through its ghosty head. That kind of, I'd like, as the bolt passes through, to kind of like suck ghost brains with it on its way out the back.
Okay, fantastic. So this bolt fires across. The hunter's mark gives it proper impact. It flies through its head, out the other side, and very much like bursting or shooting a balloon in slow motion. All that wispy energy follows it like a trail of air, and it sort of and then disappears and vanishes as the arrow completes its path.
Hooray!
Hooray! And just like that, the village was saved. And that, my friends, will be the combat.
Way to work as a team, y'all.
Yeah. Do we still need a body? We already.
Just as a quick note, Finch, just for your original divine sense, I got a little carried away with myself. These grounds would be considered desecrated.
Got it.
I mean, we don't need her help. We should go report what happened, but I think we just killed. I mean, we probably should, just in case, just to do our due diligence. You're right. We should bring one back to do our due diligence. He's right. Valvolg is completely right, as per usual.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We'll burn the other. We'll burn the others. Yes.
I don't know how these things work, but she might still be able to tell us something about what happened here.
Yeah, I agree. And
I feel like she's maybe expecting it. So let's just bring one, burn the others, and hop on back. Place is eerie.
yeah.
Actually, should we search the ground? We should search the grounds.
Yeah, I was gonna do like just like a survival check of the general area, seeing if it did disappear, if it's around anywhere.
I'm gonna have you, Easton, do me a. I'm gonna say for this sake, I want you to make me. Ooh, this is gonna be an intelligence check. In fact, per your Hunter's Bane, I want you to make me. I'll let you pick. Let's call it either nature or religion.
Okay.
Nature or religion, check at advantage.
I'll go with nature with advantage. 19.
19. You go about investigating the grounds, wondering if the creature's still here or not. And you're thinking about, what Yvain shared and the darkness of these grounds here in the bodies. And you still feel that, there's a sensation that every person has. It's like a sixth sense, where people know there's something that's not quite right. Like the same feeling you had when you looked up at Gat Shadow and something said, stay away, don't go there. And just like then, you have this feeling in your gut that says, something's wrong here. You shouldn't be here. And your Hunter's Bane, it doesn't feel satisfied. You don't think these grounds have been cleansed of the spirit of the Bramblewood. She has been banished and defeated for a time, but you think something a little bit more powerful is holding her to this land than just spite.
There's a tether still here. The spirit, it's felt our presence, and to an extent it respects it, but it's not fully gone. These
Would Yvain have communicated, I'm assuming yes, the story of her story, right? Like we would have all been informed
100%.
by all of that.
100%, absolutely.
I will ask Yvain, and I will say, in the story that you told, it mentioned that she was waiting for her lover. Do we know what happened to him in the story? I don't recall in the details that you provided any information about whether or not he survived or not. Do we know? Did he pass? Is he still with us? What's the timeline on that? Like, is there a possibility that he could still be alive? I guess that's the question.
Oh, no.
Absolutely. Umbrasyl
Really?
attacked Westrunn about 23, 24 years ago.
That's what I thought. Okay, so theoretically, there is a possibility he could have survived and be alive.
You also don't know what race he was, but
Right.
regardless, even if he was a human, he could have still been alive.
Right. So yeah, I think I'm just going to pose that question outright. Do we know if he survived? Is there a possibility if we don't know for sure, maybe that's it.
Should I roll something to see if I remember?
I don't think it was in the details.
It doesn't say in the story.
It doesn't say, yeah, I don't think it was in the story.
spirit's presence will still be within whichever body we take. It's a good point that you're bringing up. I believe if we can take a sample here back to the temple to handle the spirit's presence in the body, it'll tell us how to handle the presence here more so than we already have.
If someone wants to pick a body, put on the horse, I can take use my herbalism kit and take some samples of the earth if that was what you were wanting to look at. And we'll have a body to take to the Raven Queen's priestess. Am I following correctly? No?
The body's the sample. But yeah, that might be our best action right now.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that, like, with the human condition, right? Like sorrow and sadness can be a pretty powerful anchor, right?
Absolutely.
And if we don't know for sure whether or not her paramour actually survived, I think maybe that could be, as we think about how to handle this, maybe it's a manhunt.
Yeah, it's
Manhunt.
it's very plausible because the spirit, the main theme in the story is how she's left unsatisfied.
Mhm.
Who she wanted to return didn't return. So
And she's holding out hope. That's what I picked up
Yeah.
on, is hope. And
Yes.
and whether or not he is, because if there's the possibility that he didn't survive, maybe giving her that satisfaction of knowing that he's passed on, because right now, right in the story, she was waiting, so she doesn't know either way.
Closure. No, I agree. I just feel we should be leaving soon.
Yeah, I agree.
I was saying yes. I agree. Can we go now?
All right, I will. Yeah, I'll take the body. I kind of want to ride with a dead body on the back of my horse.
You do that, friend. You do that well. And
Zarvolg happily throws a 2 to 3 day decayed miner over his shoulder. And
it's the fall.
Yeah, it's a little chill, but at least it wasn't roasting in the sun. Exactly. At least it wasn't like roasting out here by any means, but still pretty gross.
Hold on a second. If you can find some water, Zarvolg, we can make this a little easier.
Oh, water for what? Sure, I can find some.
We coat the body in water and I freeze it solid.
Oh,
It'll make it easier to transport, and less smelly. And it'll stay that way for an hour. And in 45 minutes, I cast it again. Rinse,
I didn't even
reuse,
notice it
repeat.
was smelly, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
you all
natural-
have water skins, so
Yeah, I think natural explorer lets me find any water that's around too. I think.
yeah, you could do that if you want. It might take a little longer to actually seek out a water source. But if you guys just wanted to like, I mean, you're not far. If you want to just dump your water skins,
Yeah, I'll dump my water skin all over the body that's chosen.
yeah, it'd only probably take about 2 water skins. So maybe Zarvolg and Easton just dump the water, and then Ember freezes it pretty much solid. And now you pick up the body, and it's like a frostbitten sort of frozen body. You toss it over your horse. Maybe lay a blanket down so it doesn't like
Yeah.
freeze or burn your horse.
Yeah, I want my
Weekend at Bernie's, y'all. It's weekend at Bernie's.
Minor
This is gross. But anyway, I mean, you guys have a sled anyway. Oh, yeah, you could just. But Zarvo is going to do what Zarvo wants to do. That's fair. You put him on your horse, and you guys all make your way back. It's only going to take about 3 hours, and Ember will continue to like freeze it. And maybe you wait 45 minutes, and that blanket gets wet, and it starts like going down the back of Zarvolg's horse, and Zarvolg's horse starts smelling, and you're like, oh shit! And you guys maybe start doing a little bit more often, and it's a little bit of a mess, and the horse is a little upset. And it doesn't fully fix the smell, and it starts to become a bit of a mess. But you guys get back, and you start walking through the street. People, as you're going through the street with his body across the back of your horse, people are like, ooh, like on the street as you guys go by. Nobody is happy with this. Zarvolg's definitely at the back of the line because anyone who's riding behind Zarvolg is gonna get a perfect whiff of dead body, which is not a great smell.
Sloughing off as we ride.
Oh fuck! And it's like wet and ugh. And you guys get back to the Temple of the Ravens, and even the Grave Mystic is like, that's gross. That's really gross. But
crafted like smelly flowers around my head. Magnolia.
Yeah, you're like crying as you're trying to make like flowers around your head. It's the smell of 2-day-old corpse is way more intense than any flower you can produce, unfortunately.
I try and put on the dread helm to like just seal it out.
Yeah, you're like, damn these eye slots.
Right. Joel just pulls her
the
scarf
eyes
over
off.
her nose and goes.
Yeah, you guys all come in like truly upset as you take a 3-hour ride with like very decayed body, and you make it back. But that is where we'll end the session as you guys pull up to the Temple of the Ravens with a minor corpse and left the other ones to decay naturally.
Yeah, we
The
burned
way-
them.
Did you?
I thought we said we were going to burn them. I thought we agreed to burn them.
But
So
did
that they wouldn't come to undead again.
yeah, if you guys wanted to torch the bodies, you could have torched the bodies.
That's Ember's favorite thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised Ember didn't torch the whole forest.
Yeah, if you wanted to make sure it didn't torch the full forest, you guys may have wanted to like hang out and just be careful. But yeah, so maybe you guys spend an extra hour in the forest burning these bodies. And that smells bad too. But yeah, you guys get back around evening time, and you'll pull up to the Temple of the Raven with your horse, and slowly the mystery is coming together to be solved. And that is where we'll end the session.
All right, good enough. We didn't die, and we killed a ghost woman.
Sort of.
So I will give you, so going forward though, I will treat the ghosts properly per their resistances. So for this battle, I allowed the silver to work because I made a flub, but going forward, the stat blocks will function as normal. But I will say, silver weapons are still super fucking handy against most creatures, most higher level creatures. So
Good to
no money wasted there.
Hopefully the paladins will feel like they can remunerate us only because bills. We got stuff we're doing. Everything's so expensive.
Well, hey man, there's that reward money from the city though.
Mhm.
Yeah, but was that for the